Well, 3 years in a row they lost in the divisional round, right?
Right. I think they have been to one championship game, but I need to look it up. I don't think that was Josh Allen losing. I think that was, number one, the fake punt was weird.
That was weird. Although it didn't, in the end, it was a net neutral because they had that weird penalty in the end zone, so they got the ball back.
And had the kicker made the field goal, had Tyler Bass made the field goal, at least we might have gotten overtime. And the last time we got those two teams in overtime, do you remember this? The NFL had to change the rules because the Chiefs got the ball. Mahomes let him do a touchdown, and everybody said, Josh Allen never got a chance to touch the ball.
Yeah.
And next year they changed the rule. So, and maybe they'll change that rule about the touchback, but I found it interesting that even though I think it's a dumb rule, Mike Greenberg thinks it's a dumb rule, you do, a lot of people think it's a dumb rule. On Get Up, the three people who have been in the NFL all said, no, this is the right rule.
Chances are they've all been screwed by that call at some point.
Yeah, but, they played the game or coached the game, and I didn't, so maybe I've got this wrong. But
I'm with Greenberg.
It just seems like an incredibly... Now, Greg, you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
What the heart of my point is that the ball didn't get recovered by anybody. It went out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
Had Kansas City recovered it, of course they keep it, even in the end zone. Then it's a touchback. But if nobody recovers the ball, so it was no possession.
Right, went out of bounds in the end zone.
Then I would be in favor of letting the team that's on the one keep it. I would just back them up. But I could be wrong about this. Most people, like those three guys who have all been in the league, maybe change my mind because they know more than I do.
There's nothing wrong with penalizing. That's fine. I'm okay with your rule pushing him back to the 20, 15, wherever you want to push him back. There should be a penalty.
It seems extreme to take the ball away.
It is.
Yeah. There's nowhere else on the field.
But you're right, Mace. It was the fake punt, and then that followed it. So the fake punt didn't burn him.
It didn't kill him. Yeah, it was a weird call, but it ended up not hurting him. I'm most enthusiastic about the fact that I think the 49ers are going to lose on this weekend, on championship weekend.
Without Debo especially, I'm surprised the spread's as high as this. The spread is 7. Niners by 7.
This is the Lions growl.
There you go.
I love that sound. I love that sound. And Jared Goff, I'm rooting for Jared. I mean, I think most Rams fans are rooting for Jared Goff. The other thing was it's hard for me to watch a game like yesterday, the Lions and the Buccaneers, without saying, damn, we could have won in Tampa.
Yeah.
We could have won in Tampa.
Well, yeah, you got it, but you got to...
Could have gotten a crack at the 49ers in the NFC Championship game.
There's a reason that you got to climb a ladder to get to the Super Bowl, and the Rams didn't climb it. So there you go.
We just got a couple of rungs up. We got a ways to go. So, and then the Lakers on Friday night were just they just dive bombed. They just completely collapsed in the second half against a bad team. And we said on Friday, they got to beat both those teams this weekend. They did not. Consistency remains unbelievably elusive for this team.
Was it Bill Parcells who said you are what your record says you are?
Yeah.
They're 22-22.
Yeah.
And at some point, you have to develop that consistency you're talking about. And they haven't developed it yet. So this is going to be a change in position for me. I'm no longer going to try and tell you you're wrong when you say that they need changes.
Thank you.
Wow.
Because
you are what your record says you are.
If you're 22-22, you don't, you're the Lakers. We're playing to win championships. Either develop some consistency or it's Rob Pelinka's job to get people in here who will.
Yeah. Here's what I know. On any given night, the Lakers can beat anybody.
Yeah, they might beat the Clippers tomorrow. They're 2-0 against the Clippers.
And on any given night, the Lakers can lose to anybody.
Anybody. Including the Spurs after 17 losses
Exactly.
In a row. They lost at home to Memphis.
Yeah.
I mean, it just, and so, and I know we're going to talk a lot about D'Angelo Russell.
Yes.
And this is I'm a little bit too close to the fire here because Russell and Reeves are like my two favorite guys on the team.
Yes.
Those are my guys. So I don't want to see either one of them get traded. And Russell, Greg, I was surprised. I was listening to you on the Travis and Sliwa show.
Yeah.
And you think that you would trade Russell, right?
I would trade Russell.
Okay, then I'm going to just give you some numbers and tell me if
as would I, by the way.
Okay, and I'll give both guys numbers.
Is this over the last 5 games?
This is over the last 8 games.
Okay.
He's averaging 22 points a game, but here's why he's playing the best basketball of his career. He's shooting 53% from the field and 48% from 3. Now, if you were going to set out to find someone that the Lakers need right now, and you didn't have a name, just said, here's a list of things we need. That's what you need. When Anthony Davis gets double, and you tried to make the argument that he's shooting a lot because he doesn't care. He's shooting a lot because Anthony Davis is getting double and triple teamed. Anthony Davis's assists have tripled in the last 2 weeks.
He's been great.
But here's intersect you.
Go ahead. Okay. I mean, but either way, I think that that was Sliwa's point that he just doesn't care right now. So I was agreeing.
I disagree.
Okay.
I would agree. But at the same time, Obi-Wan sent this out to us.
Okay.
In October, D'Angelo Russell shot 30% from 3. In November, he shot 44.8 from 3. In December, he shot 32.7% from 3. And in January, he's at 47.6. It's the up and down. It's the inconsistency.
Right. But
so where he is now is not where he's going to be then.
I think the big problem is, John, you say Rob Pelinka needs to do something.
Well, I'm saying I'm not going to criticize him if he does.
I think he needs to do something. The tradable piece you have, the contract that is movable, is the D'Angelo contract. So if you want, I don't want to trade Austin Reeves if we don't have to. But if you have to trade D'Angelo, then I'm understanding of that, even though he's on a hot streak right now.
Well, he's playing the best basketball of his career.
Yes.
So you got to be careful that you don't send out the reason that you're winning every once in a while.
But you have to send something out to improve the team,
right.
And there's no clear other guy that you can move.
What's interesting is, according to Shams, it's the fact that they can't find a third team to take Russell.
Yeah, here's Shams.
The Lakers are doing their due diligence. DeJounte Murray, Bruce Brown Jr., who just got traded to the Raptors, Tyus Jones, Terry Rozier. I'm told those are names to keep an eye on. The Lakers and Hawks did have some pretty extensive conversations about a DeJounte Murray trade a couple of weeks ago. It was centered around D'Angelo Russell, 29 first-round draft pick, and a pick swap, I'm told. The holdup was that Atlanta wanted to find a third team for D'Angelo Russell. He's got a player option for next season. They wanted to find a spot where they might be able to get an expiring contract back. I would expect the sides to circle back as we get closer to the February trade deadline. But listen, D'Angelo Russell, the last 5 games, I think we need to give him credit the way he's playing. 27 points a night, 6 assists per game, about 5 threes per game as well. His splits are unbelievable, 56% from the field over the last 5 games. He's gotten a lot, I think, of flack over the last month or so. He's been in and out of the starting lineup. He's back in the starting lineup now, and so he's played at a really high level for the Lakers the last 5 games.
So what he's saying is Atlanta would potentially be interested in a DeJounte Murray trade, but they need to figure out a third team to offload D'Angelo Russell to, because Atlanta's not interested in D'Angelo Russell.
Which is weird to me because statistically, Russell's the best player in the deal.
Yeah.
He's been better than DeJounte Murray lately.
Yeah.
But, that's the way of the way. A lot of it has to do with how much time you got left in your contract and
Sure.
everything
I mean,
else.
the numbers have to match, all that stuff. But I do think the Lakers need to find a way to improve at the trade deadline this year the way they did last year. You're always getting better. You're getting worse. Right now, they're at 500.
They may be the exception. They're like not getting better or worse.
Yeah, they're just
they get like right steady, 22 and 22.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's
where,
a very narrow range.
Yeah.
We're either 2 games under, 2 games over. That's kind of the range that we're in right now.
Did you see D'Angelo Russell post game? He
Yeah.
was very emotional.
Okay, I have a whole. I did a bunch of research on that, and I'll share it with you coming up.
That's coming up next for you. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
All right, time to talk about BBGO, and we've been promoting this for a while. It's your chance to sit courtside at a Laker game. These are way better seats than Michael and I have. These are the seats that Jack Nicholson sits in. Here's how you win. Head over to your local Ralph's and buy $10 worth of BBGO. $10, that's it. And you can enter for a chance to win courtside seats for a Laker game this season. There are tons of other prizes you can win, too, including Lakers swag and more BBGO. Just make sure you get yourself to Ralph's and buy BBGO for a chance to win. After you buy BBGO, just go to Lakers.com/BBGO sweeps to upload your receipt, and that's it. Once again, here's the web address. Lakers.com/BBGO sweeps. Take a picture of your receipt, send it to that web address, and you are entered. Good luck from BBGO, the official game day snack of the Lakers.
All right, guys, it's officially back. Fifth Row Fridays presented by BBGO.
That's the official game day snack of the Lakers, by the way. And this is the best thing we give away. Fifth row seats to a Laker game. How many times do people come up to us and say, hey, give me Laker tickets?
Yes.
We don't have them. I don't even have them, but you can win them if you listen every day.
And these seats are better than the seats that you and Michael have, right?
15 rows better.
Yeah.
Michael and I are like row 20. So here's how you win. You listen every day to all the shows and take notes. If you can answer 5 questions about what happened on the show that day, you're eligible to win.
And don't forget, on Fridays, your chance to call in all 5 right answers, and you are in the fifth row at Crypto.com Arena for a Lakers game.
For free! Hey, John Ireland here, and I'm at my local Ralph's in front of the BBGO display, and here's why. The Lakers and Ralph's are doing a sweepstakes, and you could win courtside seats to a Laker game. The question I get more than anything else is, how do I get in those courtside seats? This is how. You come to a local Ralph's, you spend at least $10 on BBGO. Then you take your receipt and you send it to this web address, lakers.com/BBGO sweeps. That's lakers.com/BBGO sweeps. The contest runs from now through February 6th. So all you gotta do is go to Ralph's, get some BBGO, and send in that receipt. Well, as long as I'm here. You can never have enough BBGO.
BBGO, the official game day snack of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Big news, Laker fans. John Ireland here. You can now stream every Lakers game on the ESPN LA app. Don't miss a second of the action with Michael Thompson and I on the call. Plus, all your live and local Lakers talk every day in the palm of your hand.
You're one tap away from everything Lakers.
You could even win Lakers tickets.
Download the ESPN LA app and bam!
Download the ESPN LA app at the App Store and
Mason and Ireland continues right now on 710 ESPN.
Have you ever seen the rain?
Almost didn't hear the song.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
All right, so Greg brought up.
Mess out there.
It is a mess.
Yeah, it is. Boy, people in California don't know how to drive in the rain.
No.
All right, Greg, you brought up the point,
Yes.
and this is a big theory in social media today that fans think D'Angelo Russell and Rui Hachimura were upset after the win last night.
Well, I mean, D'Angelo was clearly emotional. He was asked about his time as a Laker, and he looked emotional.
So when I was doing postgame in the locker room, I saw this happen 3 or 4 times. Like I'd hear about a narrative that just didn't happen, and I knew I was in the locker room and I saw it. So on the way in here today, I called Trudell, and he worked the postgame locker room, and I said, did you think Russell was unusually emotional, and did you notice anything different about Hachimura? And Trudell is adamant that Russell was not emotional. He was fine. Trudell did the post-game interview on the court. And he said that when they got into the locker room post-game, both those guys were normal, like happy after a win. So I don't know where this is coming from. I'm just giving you Trudell's perspective, and he was in the room.
But, I mean, you saw him when he was talking to Trudell on the floor. He looked like he was getting emotional.
He does look teary.
And then he was
while
sitting
he's
on the
doing
bench.
Yeah,
that
Mike doesn't think he was emotional. He thinks he was just sweating.
So D'Lo was sitting on the bench, and Austin Reeves was like, rubbing his shoulder, like, "Come on, man! Like, it's all good. Like, everything's great." It was just a very weird looking vibe.
So
it might not mean anything.
Yeah, are you suggesting he might know something that we don't?
I think there might be a little something. It's the trade rumors are all there.
Well, look, we just played that Shams clip. I mean, there's no way D'Angelo doesn't know that he's like the key chip and potentially a deal at the trade deadline. He must understand that. And I'm sure he senses that, he could be playing his final games in a Lakers uniform.
Yeah, and it's interesting about timing because we have 2 more games at Crypto, tomorrow night against the Clippers, and then Thursday against the Bulls, and then we leave on the Grammy trip, which is 12 days on the road, 6 cities, and then we come back and the trade deadline's here.
Right.
So
February 8th.
I think like you saw the first big domino fall when Pascal Siakam got traded from Toronto to Indiana.
Yep.
I wonder when the next big trade is. Is it sooner or is it right up at the deadline?
Right.
Normally when Rob has done deals, he does it before the deadline.
Oh, you're right. He does do it before.
Yeah, he traded Westbrook last year before the deadline.
Huh.
So I think anything could happen. But in terms of this thing that is blowing up on social media that Russell was super emotional and Rui was mad, Trudell insists that he was there, talked to both of them. Not true. So we'll see.
Say, Mace, do you think it's just the one trade? Let's say the D'Angelo trade actually does happen.
That the
that's it? It's just
DeJounte
the one?
Murray trade happens?
You think that's it, or you think they do more?
I don't know. They're talking about guys like Tyus Jones. They're pieces. But I guess if you did DeJounte Murray, you would not do Tyus Jones.
No.
Well,
that
and they
fills
picked
your
up,
point guard.
Yeah, well, and they picked up Skylar Mays, who is ideal for a backup point guard, which is what Tyus Jones would probably be.
Yeah. Tyus Jones was really good last year for Memphis when Ja was out.
Yeah, and he's a really solid player. Doesn't turn it over. By the way, this is I mean, because we're talking about all of this. This is super weird. Russell last night had 34 points and 8 assists.
Yep.
He's the first Laker player ever to reach those numbers on 0 turnovers.
That's
Nobody
amazing.
in Laker history has ever had 34 points and 8 assists with 0 turnovers until last night.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So again, I circle back to just know if you trade him, and I'm not saying that it won't happen. I think everything, Shams is super connected. And it's going to be up to Rob to decide what to do. But if you trade him, you're trading him at a time when he's playing the best basketball of his career,
right,
of his life. So it's risky.
Want to hear an interesting wrinkle? I came across this today. So over the last 15 games, the Lakers are shooting 38% from 3, which is 9th best in the league. So they are shooting the 3
and
ball
most of that,
much better. And a lot of it is Russell.
Russell's shooting 48% from 3.
A lot of it is
so
Russell.
what's funny is if we were the Lakers front office and we were all sitting around, if I was Rob and Greg, you were Kurt Rambis, and Mace, you were Jesse Buss, and we're all sitting around deciding whether or not we're going to do a deal. I
want to be Kurt Rambis.
Okay. Then Greg, you can be Jesse Buss. Greg,
I'm a bus. I'm
Greg,
a bus now.
Greg, I just made you about $10 million.
Oh yeah,
right.
no,
Yeah.
I'm extremely rich now,
Oh,
and I
should've
own
been
a
us.
piece of the Lakers.
By the way, Greg,
I'll be Joey. I'll be Johnny.
That number is low.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a minimum number. Mace,
I'm
you just
happy
made a
there.
Yeah, you're right.
weird deal.
That was a devastating deal. You're right. That was
But
stupid.
you have a lot more rings. Kurt has like 8 rings.
I'll be Janie.
But
Anything to be a bus.
well, you just gave it up.
Yeah, you're a Rambus. You're sticking
what
there.
we would say is teams are one of the reasons why the Lakers are 22-22 is teams defend the Lakers this way. They say, we're going to put 2 guys on Anthony Davis as soon as he catches the ball. And if he throws it to LeBron, we're going to put 2 guys on LeBron, and we're not going to worry about the other 3 guys.
Yeah, you want to beat us? Make a 3.
All right. So what we need is somebody who consistently can make open threes. And Greg, over the last 8 games, nobody in the NBA has been better than D'Angelo Russell. The guy who leads the NBA in three-point shooting shoots 45%. Russell's shooting 48%. But to your point earlier, that's this month.
That's this month.
Yeah. But if I've got that guy, all right, if I've got a guy that when AD gets double-teamed and he's throwing it out to Russell, don't you have a distinctly different feeling when he throws it to Russell compared to when he throws it to Vanderbilt?
No, of course.
Oh,
Vanderbilt,
my God.
Vanderbilt can't.
Vanderbilt shoot. Should not be shooting the ball.
And the other night he made 2 for 2 from 3.
I still.
Yeah, but
I guarantee you he was open.
But here's the funny thing. If he throws it to Russell, the first thing you say to yourself is, shoot it.
Right.
If he throws it to Vanderbilt, the first thing you say is, no.
No.
So we need a guy. Would we not be trading a guy for another guy, and the guy we traded is exactly what we need?
So can we not say that we know who D'Angelo Russell is? We've seen D'Angelo Russell. We've had him enough times, and we had him in the playoffs last year, and how he played against Denver when it really mattered in the playoffs, he was not anywhere to be seen. So we know who D'Angelo Russell is. We don't necessarily know who DeJounte Murray, for example. You can find somebody else, whoever you want to choose. But we know what he is, and we know that he's inconsistent. You know he's up and down, and in the playoffs against Denver, he was not good, and they got swept. I'm not saying it's his fault. It was not D'Angelo's fault, but he was nowhere to be seen.
By the way, for the record, DeJounte Murray shooting 38% from three this year, 21, 5, and 5.
Yeah, and D'Angelo's shooting 41. It's very minuscule how different it is.
Well, that's a big 3%.
So
that's a big 41 to 38 matters. That's a couple of threes a game. It's just I don't after Friday night I walked out of there and I went I don't know what this team is.
That was embarrassing.
And if Rob made a ton of changes, I would say, okay, I get it. And then they play Sunday, and they played so great, and I go, okay, if Rob doesn't make any changes and he's trying to let the cake bake, then I get it. I don't know what these guys are other than 22 and 22.
Right.
It seems like they can beat anybody. They've beaten Oklahoma City twice. They've beaten the Clippers twice. They had Minnesota until LeBron got screwed on that three-point call.
Right.
So, again, in a 7-game series, I think I would pick them against anybody but Denver in the West. Maybe not. I'll see how they do against the Clippers tomorrow night. But they're 2-0 against the Clippers.
Right.
So, I don't know. If you're Rob, what you do. It's a hard decision.
You got to do something. You can't sit still. Whether that's...
Well, it goes back to your old line. You're either getting better or getting worse.
Yep.
They're the rare team that isn't. They just stay the same.
Right.
They're 22 and 22.
Yeah.
But that's not good enough to win the title, so you got to do something.
All right. By the way, if you want to, we'll take a 2 o'clock call of the day today, 310. I almost gave my own friggin' phone number.
I so wish you would have done that.
Oh, my God. I almost gave my own
That
phone
would have been
number.
amazing. And we would not dump it. It would have gone out.
Oh, I would have dumped it. I would have dumped it.
That's why
But
you
it
would've
still would be on YouTube,
Now,
so
wait,
I would 310.
Hey, Greg,
310.
if he hits,
Would have left it in the pod.
if he hits dump and then I hit dump right after, does that put us back live or does it just double the dump?
If you said it again right after, it would have
Yeah.
been. It would have put us live. Yes.
You're going to regret this.
I would have regretted it for sure. All right, 877-710-ESPN is the number, or you can call me at home. All right, coming up next, we're going to spin the wheel of questions. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
All right, guys, it's officially back. Fifth Row Fridays presented by BBGO.
That's the official game day snack of the Lakers, by the way. And this is the best thing we give away. Fifth row seats to a Laker game. How many times do people come up to us and say, hey, give me Laker tickets?
Yes.
We don't have them. I don't even have them, but you can win them if you listen every day.
And these seats are better than the seats that you and Michael have, right?
15 rows better.
Yeah.
Michael and I are like row 20. So here's how you win. You listen every day to all the shows and take notes. If you can answer 5 questions about what happened on the show that day, you're eligible to win.
And don't forget, on Fridays, your chance to call in all 5 right answers, and you are in the fifth row at Crypto.com Arena for a Lakers game.
For free! Big news, Laker fans. John Ireland here. You can now stream every Lakers game on the ESPN LA app. Don't miss a second of the action with Michael Thompson and I on the call. Plus, all your live and local Lakers talk every day in the palm of your hand.
You're one tap away from everything Lakers.
You could even win Lakers tickets.
Download the ESPN LA app and bam!
Download the ESPN LA app at the App Store and Google Play.
Sit in Ireland here each weekday 1 to 4 p.m. You know what it's time for? What is this? It's time for Wheel of Questions. Producer Brian Cohen, are you ready with that wheel? Hit it, Jack.
All right, here we go. This Wheel of Questions. This is good. This is good. Good. All right. So this story came across. Spurs staff have been advised to never phone Victor Wembanyama after 9:30. That's when he reads for an hour and falls asleep.
Okay.
What is your nighttime go-to-bed regimen? I know yours can't be very good.
Yeah, I just don't go to bed. So the other night, I really needed to sleep. I hadn't slept in a long time. And so I ended up doing all the sleeping pills and the sleep gummies and everything. And I thought, I'll be out in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
An hour and a half later, I fell asleep.
Now, don't you think you should see a doctor?
I have.
You have? And what
sure.
does the doctor say?
It says, don't take all those pills.
Oh, yeah. Well,
So-
then you'll never sleep.
Right. So, it's funny. If you matter of fact, if you buy a sleep book, like just Google
How
any
to sleep.
Like Ariana Huffington has a book called Sleep. So I read it, and she spent the first 6 chapters explaining to me how important it is I get sleep.
Yeah.
Hey, Ariana, I know it's important. Why the hell do you think I buy your stupid book?
Right.
If I start reading a book and that's what they spend time on, here's why you need sleep. I close the book, throw it away. Stupid. But I've tried. Ask me anything about falling asleep. I've tried no computer.
Yep.
I've tried taking a shower, a bath. I took one bath in the last 20 years. It was take a bath before you go to sleep and then try and go to sleep.
Well, you got a jacuzzi. Why not
Did
just go
nothing.
to the jacuzzi?
Done it.
Done it?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you just get stoned and fall asleep, right?
Well, I mean, no, it's more complicated. So
Is it really? Think about it, what I just said.
It is.
You get stoned and fall asleep. How is it more complicated than that?
because I'm watching things during it. Like I have dinner, by the way, I have late dinner at 8. I always eat dinner at 8.
That's why you're having trouble getting to 180.
You think so?
I know so. They say if you eat after 7 o'clock, it's extremely hard to lose
Even if
weight.
it's the only thing I eat the entire day.
Yeah, but eat it before 8.
He's right. Don't eat after 8 o'clock.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, Google
I'm
it.
much thinner than
You think so? You're much thinner.
I don't know if much needs to be in that sentence. What do you weigh?
I'm thinner. 180, 182.
So I always get dinner at 8.
What do you weigh, Mace?
189.
So you're 7 pounds. That's not a much.
No, that's
7
actually
pounds
not
for-
a much.
That's a much.
I carry it
that
better.
does not.
Wow.
What was that? Oh,
That was a jab.
on.
That's what that was, a jab.
Seriously.
Little jab.
That is a jab. But I always take my gummy after dinner, and then I watch cable news, and then I watch a show. Are you watching True Detective?
No, I
so good.
heard that. Yeah, well, Jodie Foster's great.
She's
in everything.
great. And this Callie Reese, who's a professional boxer, is fantastic. Then I find something on Netflix that is that's interesting, but not interesting enough to keep me awake.
So-
something kind of boring that kind of I turn my lights out to.
Do you guys leave the TV on when you fall asleep and put on the sleep timer?
I don't have a TV
Yes.
in my room.
That's the very first thing I check when I get to a hotel. Does it have a sleep timer?
Mm-hmm.
See, Juan is up much later than me, so I go to sleep.
So is Lisa.
Is
she
she?
stays up later than me. Yeah.
Get out of here. Does
Yeah.
she really?
Yeah, she's always working on something.
Yeah. Bergman, what's your go-to-sleep regimen?
So when I get into bed, which is usually pretty early now, it's between 9:30 and 10.
Yeah.
I either read when I'm reading that, like I told you, Dark Matter still.
Again, second time.
A second time. I like rereading books.
Okay.
So reading that right now, or I'll watch like stupid YouTube videos that I can just that are boring, and I start falling asleep.
So you're
to.
asleep by
10:30.
if it's not a game
11.
night. If it's not a game
yeah,
night.
10:30, 11.
Everything changes if the Lakers are playing or if there's a football game on,
Right.
obviously.
And yeah, everything moves
Like,
back. But
Brian,
if it's a
what-
normal
what-
night, like tonight, I'll be asleep by 10:30.
How do you fall asleep?
I mean, you already said it. Just get stoned and fall asleep, kind of a deal.
Do you take sleep gummies like me?
Not necessarily sleep gummies, but I take THC gummies.
Okay.
I feel like
Like
they're
an
all
indica?
the same.
Like a little indica?
But
later in the
what's
day?
an average time you'll fall asleep?
Probably like around 1. Like I
So
usually.
you're
you're
like
up- you're up late.
You're
Yeah,
like
I'm up
me on a
late.
game night. Laura, what time do you go to bed?
It really depends. I have similar issues in you, John, so my brain's always kind of on.
Maybe it's a July 15th thing. Laura and I have
Maybe.
this. We're born on the same day,
Oh, is that
years
right?
apart. Obviously, she's a lot younger than me. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know why I've never been able to sleep. But
It's hard.
I love sleep. Sleep is so underrated. I have so much fun sleeping.
I second that. It's nice.
It's great if you can get it.
Yeah, I don't remember the last
just
time I
gotta get
actually
more stoned
slept.
first.
All right, so Chrissy has a question. Mm-hmm. Has Ireland tried listening to the Mason and Ireland podcast to sleep since he falls asleep during the show?
Wow. Talk about a jab.
That was worse than my jab.
That was worse than my
Damn.
jab. Damn, Chrissy.
That was tough,
That's
Chrissy.
mean. I kind of
Damn.
like it.
Wow, that was amazing.
So
Well done.
I've got an important announcement to make.
Oh, no.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You're not going to try another athletic achievement, are you?
we picked all the games against the spread this weekend. You, me,
I think I was.
Pepe,
I think
Michael.
I went 2-2.
Bergman,
I was
Brian,
3.
Laura. You know who won?
I'm guessing by your tone, you.
No. Michael Thompson 4-0 against the
Wow.
spread. The only one to go undefeated against the spread. There were a couple of 3-1s. Brian, you were 3-1.
Oh, yeah.
Pepe was 3-1. The rest of us were 2-2. But Michael Thompson, football savant, 4-0 against the spread.
As he would say, he doesn't even know what the spread
He
is.
doesn't. By the way, he was like,
understand
so they have to win by 6.5, he said on Friday. Yeah, sure.
Because they get half points.
Yeah,
That's
they
right.
do. They do. So Michael Thompson, congratulations. He can come in here and gloat tomorrow.
Yeah, he'll be in tomorrow. Pepe, Jacob might even be in here tomorrow. We're going to have a full house.
Yeah.
I mean, is tomorrow combo plate? It's a 7 o'clock tip.
It is a combo plate.
Okay, so
tomorrow,
we're going
yeah.
1 to 3 tomorrow.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Correct. All right, I wanted to get to this. By the way, on the subject of Wembanyama, I never get his name.
That was not even close.
Wembanyama.
There you go. You got it.
Yeah. Okay. Going to sleep at 9:30, reading before he goes to sleep. He's making the main thing. He's focused on playing, not going to clubs and paying bottle fees and making it rain and all that kind of stuff.
Shaq told me once that when he was coming out of LSU, he got to meet and speak with Kareem. And he said, what's the best tip? He said to Kareem, what's the best tip you could give me to have a good career? And Kareem said, it's going to sound simple, but it's not. You have to learn how to sleep on planes. He said, if you can learn how to sleep on planes, you can play till you're 40. Because Kareem mastered that art. He's super into meditation
Right.
and yoga and stuff like that. But that was the big key. I've never been able to do it. I've found that I've gotten better at it as I've gotten older. Like, I couldn't sleep on a plane for even half an hour, and now I can.
The weird thing is, as you get older, the earlier in the morning you get up. Like
I know.
my grandpap used to get up at like 4 a.m. when he was in his 70s. I'm like,
I will
what's the
say
point
this,
of even
though.
going to sleep? He's up at 4 a.m. watching TV.
Here's what I like about getting up that early.
Yeah.
If you wake up at 4, man, you can get a ton done.
Yeah.
Because
there's nothing else.
Yeah, and your family's not awake. Not even my dog is awake yet. I can, like, it gives me 2-3 hours to just do whatever I want. And so if you're like me and you're an insomniac and you never sleep,
Yeah.
realize that time of day, like if you wake up at 2, 3, 4 in the morning, you can get more done from like 4 to 7 a.m. than at any other part of the day because no one's going to bug you.
Yeah.
So take it as a gift. Then there's a bunch of people that, like famous, successful people that don't sleep.
Yes.
Bill Clinton doesn't sleep.
Yep.
Tiger Woods doesn't sleep. Kobe Bryant didn't sleep. So, you can get a lot done if you can make hay with those hours you're awake and everyone else is asleep.
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to play. By the way, Tony Romo is now completely out of control. He is. It's just like somebody spilled a bowl of word soup on TV. It is awful, awful.
By the way, when I listen to Tony Romo on doing the games, I hear John. That's all I hear now.
Oh,
It's just,
John's impression of Tony
you're-
Romo.
Well, but the
It sounds just like it.
Yeah, but
and he
here's-
says Jim every other word.
Yeah, and he gets his voice goes up. It's like, Jim, Mahomes gonna throw it to the right. Jim, see where he's got his left hand on his hip. Jim, watch the right side of the field when he puts his hand on his left hip. He throws it to the right. Jim, here it goes, going to the right. It's to the right. Unbelievable. Yeah, no. And then, but now that somebody at CBS told him to stop doing that.
To stop doing
predicting plays.
Well, yeah, it's stupid because he misses half of them. I mean, he's batting 50-50. Sometimes he's right, sometimes he's wrong. He's not right all the time. That's the problem.
Right.
But I mean, he's just
who
like
is?
He's just like everything. Yeah, Jim.
He's annoying. He overtalks.
Is it inbounds? Is it out of bounds? By the way, all you got to do is go like this, and you're doing a Tony Romo, Jim.
You gotta give him high, Jim. He's gonna throw it left. I actually like Romo. You guys suck.
Oh, my God. He's so bad.
He's not entertaining.
I've got a really good example of how bad he is coming up. Also, 2 o'clock call of the day, 877-710-ESPN. 877-710-ESPN. Had great playoff football. Lakers win one, lose one. All that stuff is coming up for you. Jump on the phones. And in the meantime, I want to remind everybody that when we talk about mythical money, as we did with Michael Thompson, who went 4-0, none of us actually won any mythical money. Plus, I lost a 3-leg parlay last night in the Lakers.
You lost that?
I did. Because Anthony Davis only scored. Anthony Davis over 26.5 points.
Yeah, I thought you hit that.
Yeah, I missed that. But no matter what, when we talk about mythical money, it's brought to you by Prize Picks, the largest and #1 daily fantasy sports platform in North America. New members go to prizepicks.com/710. Use code 710 for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks is daily fantasy sports made easy. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Big news, Laker fans. John Ireland here. You can now stream every Lakers game on the ESPN LA app. Don't miss a second of the action with Michael Thompson and I on the call. Plus, all your live and local Lakers talk every day in the palm of your hand.
You're one tap away from everything Lakers.
You could even win Lakers tickets.
Download the ESPN LA app and bam!
Download the ESPN LA app at the App Store and Google Play.
Yet.
Crazy out there. So, you know what? Did we make a decision? Are we going to be able to marry somebody on Valentine's Day here in the studio? Don't me.
I thought Greg's already said that we can't do it this year.
But why?
I don't know.
I don't understand why. Why does that need to be?
Because
Valentine's Day is in less than a month.
Right, but all we got to do is say,
set up.
call in number 7 if you're getting married. Come on in and I'll marry you on the show.
Well, I see where you're going with this, Greg. I think if we audition people for it, so we picked like the best, most deserving couple, that would take some time. So
Mandy's?
Well, I'd rather do it on our show than at the Mandy's because then we get more bang for the buck. People would listen.
So, because February 14th, 2025.
Now, how about
Mason and
how
I
about
are married someone.
spring wedding? People like to get married in spring.
Don't people get married in June?
Yeah, June, May.
Yeah.
May wedding, that kind of thing.
Sure.
Oh,
Just give us
so
some time.
we're okay with that?
Yeah, I have no problem with marrying someone. Let's just do it. It's all
Nobody
paid up.
likes my ideas anymore. Like
No,
I said,
we're
let's
liking it.
Let's have a Mason movie night for Bob Marley.
I want to see that movie.
Oh my God, let's do it.
Fantastic.
It looks so good.
But I sent it to you. I said, "How about Mason movie?" You guys, no response.
I didn't get that.
Is the trailer out for that movie?
Yeah, it is so good. I've seen 2 trailers for
You
it
know
now.
who might go to that movie? Believe it or not, Michael.
MT.
He loves Bob Marley. Michael has not set foot in a movie theater in about 10 years.
Yeah.
So he might go to that.
I saw 3 morning movies this week. This weekend.
Morning movies?
Yeah, like they have like 9:30 shows now.
Oh.
So I saw.
Are you the only one in the theater when those
No,
happened?
believe it or not, there were more. I saw Mean Girls, the musical.
What'd you think?
Which I thought was okay.
Okay.
Doesn't look very good.
I like that Renee Rapp, who is the lead in that, who plays Regina
She was
George.
on Saturday Night Live this week.
Yeah.
She sang her butt off. The other one I saw was really hard one, Zone of Interest, which was a Holocaust movie. And I was just told you have to see it. Emily said you have to see it. It's really hard. I wouldn't go see it.
All right.
I saw Iron Claw this week.
Oh, yeah. How was Iron Claw? I've not seen it.
That's another uplifting thought.
No, that was not uplifting in the slightest.
I don't know why you subjected yourself to that.
I went into it with not seeing the trailer, not knowing anything about the Von Erich family. Was killer.
I'm going to get totally ripped up for Iron Claw 2.
There's not going to be an Iron Claw 2.
I know. I heard how this one ends. Yeah,
I went out and saw Wonka this week. That was pretty
good.
Good.
Really good.
Was good.
What'd you think? I like Chalamet. What'd you think?
I thought it was pretty good. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. I think it's a musical.
Yeah, it is a musical.
Right. Yeah, I wasn't like Allison and I looked at each other like 20 seconds in, like, okay. This is what we're in for.
By the way, a lot of people, they did not let anybody know that Mean Girls was a musical. They didn't advertise it as. So a lot of people walked in there and said, what? What did you think of SNL?
Liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was very unfunny.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know who
unfunny.
that Jacob Elordi was.
Jacob Elordi's he was in Saltburn, Priscilla, Euphoria.
I thought the skit where the Bachelor show with the tiny guys.
The little guy.
That was really funny.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, but I thought generally a miss. He's a good-looking guy, but
I may get to go to SNL. I'm talking to our guy Jeff Blake.
Oh yeah. When are you there?
Jeff's out on paternity leave in 2 weeks. I'm there not this weekend, but next weekend. Here's my dilemma.
Do you know who's hosting?
I don't, but Jeff will know. But here's my dilemma. 8:30 Laker game.
Yeah.
11:30 SNL, 5 blocks away. Can I make it?
5 blocks away?
Well, let's say the game ends.
Oh, right. I know where you are. You're at MSG.
I'm at 31st. So it's more like 10 blocks away. I'm at 31st.
And you
SNL's
get to
like
56, right?
More like 46, I think. But
you're right. It is more like 46.
So it's about 10 blocks. But if the game ends at 11, you've been to SNL. You gotta be in your seat early. And,
you do.
And I don't even know if they're gonna let me do it. All right, 2 o'clock call of the day. Greg, did you or Laura answer these calls?
Laura answered.
Laura, is the guy on line 3 got a problem with me?
He just thinks your takes are terrible.
Oh, nice.
Oh, good. That means Eric, you are the 2 o'clock call of the day. Hi.
Hi, John. This is Eric from Long Beach.
Hi, Eric from Long Beach.
So, John, here's my problem with you guys. You guys talk about the Lakers all the time and what they need and what we're missing. And you talk about the three-point shooting and all that.
Yeah.
That's fine. What the thing the Lakers have been missing for seasons, for years, is someone who can attack off the dribble. We do not have anyone like that on this team that can go and get their own bucket. When this offense bogs down and they're double-teaming LeBron and they're double-teaming AD, they don't fear anybody else on the team. No one else can go get their own shot. We have to rely on them making open threes. And we see you talked about D'Angelo and how his shooting fluctuates. It's the same thing with the rest of the team. Get us somebody that can go get their own bucket, like a Cam Thomas from the Nets who killed us on Friday. Get someone like that, and then maybe something will change with his offense.
Eric, I kind of half agree with you. You forget that LeBron is better at getting his own bucket than almost anybody in NBA history. Now, to your point, you said when they double team LeBron,
where does the ball go?
Where does the ball go? And that's when they go into AD. Austin Reeves, believe it or not, is pretty good at creating his own shot. If you watch it, he does all that herky-jerky stuff in the middle.
He does. He hangs in the air.
But
gets fouled.
But, Eric, you've actually made a point here I don't even know if you realized you were making. This is why I don't think the Lakers can start Cam Reddish and Jared Vanderbilt at the same time because you don't have to guard them.
Yep.
If creating your own shot in the NBA, what you described is the number one thing that everybody's looking for is a guy who you have to double team. And the Lakers have 2 of them. They have Anthony Davis and LeBron James. Now, D'Angelo Russell has been showing signs of this, but he's not consistent. So I think you make a fair point. But remember, they have 2 guys who can create their own shot almost better than anybody. You have to double LeBron, and you have to double AD. So once you accept that, the other 3 guys just have to be able to make shots. And that's what they haven't been able to do consistently. But I don't think you're wrong.
Yeah, there you go. There's Eric. I don't know. I thought he was going to bring the heat.
I tried to.
He didn't really bring the heat.
All right, let me ask you guys a weird question.
Okay.
You know, we're at January 22nd, which is a famous anniversary, by the way. Do you guys know what?
Greg, think it's a Kobe anniversary, right?
Yeah, 81 points.
Yeah.
He scored in 2006. But if you go back, Hoops Hype did this. If you go back 1 year, 365 days. Okay. What NBA player has played the most NBA games? And I'll tell you, it's not Mikal Bridges, who never misses a game because his team isn't in the playoffs. So this includes playoffs. What player, he's played 91 games over the past 365 days, more than any other.
So he's gone deep into the playoffs.
I saw this tweet.
Oh,
so
you did?
It's a star player, too. So you have to make sure it's a star player.
Yeah.
Not consecutive games. Most games.
91 total games over 365 days.
How about Giannis?
Good guess. No.
Joker?
Believe it or not.
Yeah.
I bet you I could give you guys 100 guesses and you wouldn't guess this name.
Okay.
It's Anthony Davis.
I would have never got that.
It goes against his narrative.
I know. Because everybody thinks he misses tons of games. But the fact is, over the past calendar year, he's been as reliable as anybody in the league.
He's only missed 2 games this year?
Right. And LeBron's only missed 4.
Yeah, I mean,
which is why they should be better in 22 and 22.
This is the problem. The problem is they're on a streak where they've got both of these guys for a long stretch, and they're still only 500. It's like, come on, give those guys some help.
Yeah, and what's interesting is, I still think a lot of, like, if you listen to people on ESPN and people on TNT, I still think a lot of teams would pick them in a playoff series against anybody but Denver, even though they're 22 and 22, because they know LeBron and AD are going to show up. You want to take another call?
Sure.
Let's go to Ramsey in the OC. Hey, Ramsey, you're on ESPN LA.
I like this, yeah.
Okay, and then he did.
Hey,
Ramsey.
I think we lost him.
Oh, I like that what it said on the line.
Yeah,
there.
I did.
Oh, he was hot.
He said,
too.
"You guys are stupid."
What is he, like 9?
I don't know.
Oh man, Ramsey.
I think he had a kid in the car, but no, his.
Oh, that was so the kid wasn't the caller.
No.
Because
So
that would have been novel if we had like a 9-year-old yelling at us and telling us we're wrong.
You guys are stupid.
Like that kid that called the McAfee show and
that's
said
funny.
F Boston.
I love that kid. But no, his first word was, "They're stupid," and I was like, "Okay, we're naming where you call them. They're stupid." I'm like, "Okay,
okay."
Oh man, that's what we like. We like people calling us stupid.
What were you stupid about?
They didn't say what we were stupid about.
The Lakers
about trying to trade D'Angelo Russell. Yeah. He's got his fans and he's got his detractors. He's a very divisive player. All right, I want to get to. We were talking about Tony Romo and word salad.
Yeah,
I want you to listen to this clip.
Okay,
and tell me what the hell Tony Romo is talking about. Now, you'll hear Jim Nantz do good Jim Nantz things. Then you'll hear Tony jump in.
Sliding left. On the go. Throws. End zone. Touchdown! The Bills score from 13 yards out. Shakir hauls it in.
And that's on Snead, his first touchdown given up this year by the great corner who has not given up to anyone. He travels with the top receivers consistently, and they leave him out on an island thinking it's going to be fine. But this is a dime, not a donkey, by Josh Allen into the corner of the end zone to give Buffalo the lead. But this is a dime, not a donkey.
What is a dime, not a donkey?
A dime is.
I get the dime part.
Is a pass like you throw it to a dime. It's accurate.
Yes.
I've never heard. Is donkey?
He threw a donkey
like a duck. I've heard.
Threw a duck, like a wounded duck.
Right. But I've never heard.
Never heard.
Have you guys ever heard donkey?
I think he totally made it up. I think it's just like he'll just say whatever pops in. Dime. There you go. It's a dime, not a donkey.
It's just a really big animal to throw. I have no idea. What
no
it could
clue.
possibly
No
mean.
clue what Tony
But
Romo's talking about.
That's your
most
boy
of the time.
Tony Romo there.
Yeah,
John.
there you go, John. There's your guy.
Just misunderstood.
That throw, by the way, was incredible.
Oh yeah, he was
he
a
threw
great
it to the
throw.
only place he could throw it.
Yeah, it was a
That's
dime.
why I'm
That
surprised,
was a dime,
Greg,
not
that
a donkey.
You don't think Josh Allen played great in that game?
I think he played very
They're
well.
killing you, by the way, in the Mason and Ireland
No.
Mafia. They're like, I can't believe Greg is a Josh Allen detractor.
No, that's every game. But also, he fumbled the ball at one point, and if the guy just would have fallen from Kansas City, would have just fallen on the ball, that game was over.
A scoop and score. The dream of a scoop and score has led to more mistakes.
And every NFL
that dude
coach
fell
will
on
tell
it,
you just
fall on it.
Yeah.
Fall on it. But everybody wants the glory of a scoop and score, and it screws them over.
Because it didn't happen, because the fumble didn't actually become a fumble, no one thinks about it anymore. But that was a massive mistake from Josh Allen. He also missed Stephon Diggs he had 3
No,
shots.
he didn't miss Stephon. He hit Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs did not catch it.
in the end zone, wasn't it? He missed Stephon Diggs open.
No, that was somebody else when he got hit.
Yeah, somebody else, but he got hit. He
Whoever it
missed
was.
that guy on the crossing pattern. But
but no matter, he had 3 shots at it. He missed it. He let Tyler Bass miss that field goal.
All right.
I think there was a lot of things that he did wrong.
So let me ask you guys about something.
Mm-hmm.
If I taunt in a game,
right?
Okay, if I come up to you and I taunt you and I just stand over you, and
Right.
it's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on me. What if I do it to a cheerleader? Should that be a penalty?
It's a good question. Let's do it next. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Okay, Mace, iSpot Active sent a shirt to you over the weekend.
This is so exciting. I got my iSpot Active shirt. I had it all loaded up. With
Now,
those...
let me explain what it is, and then I'll get you to give a review. So iSpot Active is wearable cryotherapy. You put on these compression shirts, and they have ice-cold gel packs that you put into the shirt, and you put the shirt on for 20 minutes, and it's wearable cryotherapy. Mace, you had never tried it before this weekend. What did you think?
I'll tell you what. It was great on my shoulders and my upper back. It was fantastic. I haven't used the leg part yet, but the shoulder part, it made a huge difference in my flexibility, especially on my right shoulder.
All right, so that's just one of the areas that iSpot Active targets. And here's what you need to do if you want to learn more. Go to this website, iSpotActive.com, ICEBODACTIVE, iSpotActive.com. You'll see a testimonial from a doctor on there. You'll see Hall of Famer James Worthy, who's one of the owners of the company, on there telling you why iSpot Active has developed a better way to ice. So if you're somebody that suffers back pain, shoulder pain, elbow pain, knee pain, and you want to target it, and you don't want to drop $75 to go to a cryo chamber every week, buy one of these compression shirts or pants, and you will be less sore. Mason tried it. I tried it. We both love it. And here's the good news. Right now, flash sale, 30% off. This thing's going off the shelves, so I convinced these guys to keep the flash sale going. Flash 710, all one word. Flash 710. Go to iSpotActive.com. You get 30% off. And they have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So for any reason it doesn't work for you, you can send it back and get a full refund. Find out why everybody who tries this swears by it. iSpot Active, iSpotActive.com.
All right, guys, it's officially back. Fifth Row Fridays presented by BBGO.
That's the official game day snack of the Lakers, by the way. And this is the best thing we give away. Fifth row seats to a Laker game. How many times do people come up to us and say, hey, give me Laker tickets?
Yes.
We don't have them. I don't even have them, but you can win them if you listen every day.
And these seats are better than the seats that you and Michael have, right?
15 rows better.
Yeah.
Michael and I are like row 20. So here's how you win. You listen every day to all the shows and take notes. If you can answer 5 questions about what happened on the show that day, you're eligible to win.
And don't forget, on Fridays, your chance to call in all 5 right answers, and you are in the fifth row at Crypto.com Arena for a Lakers game.
For free! Big news, Laker fans. John Ireland here. You can now stream every Lakers game on the ESPN LA app. Don't miss a second of the action with Michael Thompson and I on the call. Plus, all your live and local Lakers talk every day in the palm of your hand.
You're one tap away from everything Lakers.
You could even win Lakers tickets.
Download the ESPN LA app and bam!
Download the ESPN LA app at the App Store and Google Play. Hey, John Ireland here, and I'm at my local Ralph's in front of the BBGO display, and here's why. The Lakers and Ralph's are doing a sweepstakes, and you could win courtside seats to a Laker game. The question I get more than anything else is, how do I get in those courtside seats? This is how. You come to a local Ralph's, you spend at least $10 on BBGO. Then you take your receipt and you send it to this web address, Lakers.com/BBGO sweeps. That's Lakers.com/BBGO sweeps. It's the contest runs from now through February 6th. So all you gotta do is go to Ralph's, get some BBGO, and send in that receipt. Well, as long as I'm here. can never have enough BB Go.
BB Go, the official game day snack of the Los Angeles Lakers.
But this is a dime, not a donkey.
Yeah.
Sound of Tony Romo
Dime,
saying,
not a donkey.
Just making crap up.
All right, so I want you to picture you're an official at a football game.
I'm an official, okay?
Okay, and the Packers are playing the Cowboys in Dallas.
Okay.
Now, the Cowboy cheerleaders are pretty famous.
Yes, they are. World famous.
You're about to hear from one named Darian Lassiter. She's been a Cowboy cheerleader for 5 years. She says the Packers were so disrespectful to the cheerleaders when they beat the Cowboys a week ago that she thinks they should have been given a penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. Is she right? Here's Darian Lassiter.
So I cheer for the Cowboys, and y'all, the Cowboys versus Packers game last Sunday, I have never experienced such disrespect from the other team's players to the cheerleaders in my 5 years as an NFL cheerleader. Like, we would literally be minding our own business, and the Packers just scored a touchdown. This is one example. They would come up to us, standing on the sidelines, minding our own business, and start yelling at us. Like, sometimes it was this close to our face. Also, I feel like that's unsportsmanlike conduct, and it's so crazy how they can do that. They can't do that to the Cowboys players or any other players, but they can do it to the cheerleaders, and nothing's gonna happen. Like, I understand the playoffs is a huge deal. Like, I truly get it, but that does not mean your humbleness and respect for women flies out the window. Like, what is going on? I can't. So I'm rooting for every team but them now that the Cowboys are out.
Okay. So, Greg, she makes an interesting point. If the Packers did that to Mike McCarthy or any of the Cowboys players, they would be flagged for 15 yards. Should there be a penalty for verbally abusing the Cowboy cheerleaders?
I think it's extremely wrong to do that. I just can't see how to be a penalty into the game because they are not a player or coach.
Brian, what do you think?
I think it kind of does warrant a penalty. Like, they're representing the Cowboys. They're part of their organization, and they're on the field. I mean, they're not like in the play area, but it's to her point too. It's a gray area.
Mace, what do you think?
I cannot imagine them making that call or trying to explain that call.
All right, Laura is the only woman on the show.
Wait, does every team have cheerleaders?
Most,
but
I don't think all do.
All right, Laura, did you hear what Darian Lassiter just said? I know you were working on something.
No.
All right, so she's a Cowboy cheerleader. She says that the Packers players were so disrespectful and so abusive to the Cowboy cheerleaders when they won that game a week ago Sunday in Dallas that she doesn't understand why, if they did what they did to a Cowboy player or coach, they'd be flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct, but there is no penalty for mistreating the cheerleaders. Do you think there should be a penalty for that?
I think it depends how disrespectful it gets. But yeah, why not?
I'll tell you what, I don't think I would make that call, but I would certainly, if I was the league, find a way to punish those individual players who got in the faces of women and went at them. That is just out of line.
I was hoping one of you would go there. I think what this is a horrible look for the Packers players. That you're yelling to women that can't do anything back to you.
Right.
I mean, obviously they're just standing there with their hands on their hips.
Right.
You know, and they can't respond.
Yeah. They're also at work, so they can't do anything because they're working. So
but it's just about
their job,
I think
too.
Mason has landed
It's kind of hostile workplace,
right,
isn't it?
Right. So, Greg, I think you're right when you say I would think long and hard about letting it affect the result of the game.
Yes.
Right. I think that once you cross that line, we're getting into dangerous territory. Like, for example, if I celebrate a touchdown, and like yesterday, Travis Kelce, on one of his touchdowns, threw the ball into the stands.
Yeah.
If I throw the ball into the stands and I hit a peanut vendor and I hurt him,
sure,
is that a penalty?
Right. You can't make that a
no,
penalty.
what it is the league fines you.
Yes.
So if I were the Packers, if I were the NFL, I would get a hold of the tape. I would interview these girls. I would say, do you remember the number or the names of the players that were abusive? As we all know, there are cameras everywhere now.
Yep.
You ask anybody who happens to have video of what she's describing, please send it to us.
Yep.
You get it, and
you
depending,
see the number of those
to
guys.
Laura's point, depending on exactly what they said and did, you then you fine them.
Yep.
And if it's so ridiculous, if it's such a blatant example of workplace harassment, you could suspend him for a game. I hope that it wouldn't come to that.
Yeah.
But I think you guys have landed on the proper solution. Greg's right that you don't want it to
Actually
affect
outcome of the
the
game,
outcome of the game.
Right.
But Mason's right in that you can't just do nothing.
Right.
So I think
It's
I think they should do something.
Yeah. We're all in agreement?
Yep.
Should do something.
And by the way, not that it matters to the point, but there are 7 teams that don't have cheerleaders. The Bills, Bears, Browns, Packers, Chargers, and Giants. Giants and Steelers don't have cheerleaders.
The Packers don't. Not surprised.
Yeah.
Well, it's freezing there.
It's freezing.
there's
but there's other Minnesota has them, but they play inside.
Yeah, they play inside.
The Rams have good cheerleading, good dance team.
Buffalo
Bills
has them,
outside.
and they play in frigid cold weather.
Yeah.
Kansas City played.
No, Buffalo does not have them.
Oh, well, I'm thinking of Kansas City. Kansas City has them, and they played in 0 degrees last week.
Yeah.
Right.
So it all kind of depends on where you are.
So guess what I did Saturday?
Played poker?
Went and played a little poker.
Where'd you go?
I went to Commerce Casino, which is spectacular. Best poker
we've
room,
had-
only place I'd play.
We've had tournaments there before.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We've done tournaments there. I had...
Did you win or lose? Be honest.
I won $378 on a single hand. Single hand.
Do you remember the hand?
Yeah. I went 10 jack down.
Okay.
Okay.
What game are you playing?
I'm playing 5-card.
Draw.
Yeah. So 10 jack I'm sitting on. Up comes queen king on the flop.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, got a shot.
You're open-ended for a straight.
Ace on the turn.
Okay.
At this point, there are 3 other players who are staying in because I think they're sitting on pair of aces, pair of kings, and I've got a straight.
Yeah, you've got the nuts.
I've got the nuts in that hand. And I slow
Did you slow
played
play?
them.
Or I was just going to say, did you slow play or did you try and bet them up?
I just reeled them in.
What position were you
reeled
in?
them in. What's that?
What position were you in?
Meaning?
On the table.
Oh, I was first on the table.
Oh, so you
I
you were at
passed.
a disadvantage,
Right.
actually.
I called.
You checked. Check.
Oh, no, I would call their bet.
You checked first, and then you called.
Correct. Then I
Yeah.
called.
They
it's a
should
great
notice
hand.
that if you're checking, calling.
Checking and calling, yeah.
Yeah,
No, they should have seen
after
it
you
coming.
did it the first time, I don't know why they didn't figure out that's what you were up to.
Yeah.
He's got something.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
something, exactly. So I was very, very proud of myself.
Did you notice, did it reach the point where they had to turn over cards?
Yes.
What did the second place hand have? 3 aces or something?
2 aces down.
Yeah.
Ace up.
Okay.
Straight beats him.
He had trip aces.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there was no pair. There was no pair on the table.
No pair on the table, exactly. Yeah. Oh, so great.
Oh, it's so fun when that happens.
It is.
Is that Poker Room at Commerce open all day? All
yeah,
day, all
open
night?
all day, and I play there usually on the weekends, and it is I guess it's the largest poker room in America. There's no bigger poker room than Commerce.
Matter of fact, we like that place so much that in the last 2 Mason and Ireland poker tournaments, you and I have been knocked out, and then we spent our own money and stayed.
Exactly. Just went and dumped some more money on the table. No.
You know what's good there?
What?
After the Mandy's, we had breakfast there. Their
it's
Filipino breakfast was amazing.
Is it good?
Yeah,
that's right. Also the side of the Mandy's.
Super good.
Yeah, lots of poker in the Mandy's.
Coming up, I got a question for you.
Okay.
You get a phone call later today.
Right.
It's from someone who wants to hire Greg, Brian, or Laura. Okay, one of the three. And they say, Steve, I'm thinking about making Laura Romo the producer of my afternoon drive show. I'm here in Chicago.
Okay.
Do you give Laura a strong personal recommendation, or knowing you don't want to lose her, do you say, well, she's not available and I have no, like, do you help her or do you protect your own interests?
Correct. Yeah,
right?
I totally get that. By the way, the other thing, Hall of Fame announcements come up in 34 minutes. They will start
NFL?
the announcements. No, the baseball, MLB.
Okay.
So we'll talk about that too coming up. There are a couple of guys who are getting into the Hall of Fame that are very, very questionable. I think they're getting into the Hall of Fame. All coming up for you. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
All right, guys, it's officially back. Fifth Row Fridays presented by BBGO.
That's the official game day snack of the Lakers, by the way. And this is the best thing we give away. Fifth row seats to a Laker game. How many times do people come up to us and say, hey, give me Laker tickets?
Yes.
We don't have them. I don't even have them, but you can win them if you listen every day.
And these seats are better than the seats that you and Michael have, right?
15 rows better.
Yeah.
Michael and I are like row 20. So here's how you win. You listen every day to all the shows and take notes. If you can answer 5 questions about what happened on the show that day, you're eligible to win.
And don't forget, on Fridays, your chance to call in all 5 right answers, and you are in the fifth row at Crypto.com Arena for a Lakers game.
For free! Big news, Laker fans. John Ireland here. You can now stream every Lakers game on the ESPN LA app. Don't miss a second of the action with Michael Thompson and I on the call. Plus, all your live and local Lakers talk every day in the palm of your hand.
You're one tap away from everything Lakers.
You could even win Lakers tickets.
Download the ESPN LA app and bam!
Download the ESPN LA app at the App Store and Google Play. Hey, John Ireland here, and I'm at my local Ralph's in front of the BBGO display, and here's why. The Lakers and Ralph's are doing a sweepstakes, and you could win courtside seats to a Laker game. The question I get more than anything else is, how do I get in those courtside seats? This is how. You come to a local Ralph's, you spend at least $10 on BBGO, then you take your receipt and you send it to this web address. Lakers.com/BBGO sweeps. That's Lakers.com/BBGO sweeps. It's the contest runs from now through February 6th. So all you gotta do is go to Ralph's, get some BBGO, and send in that receipt. Well, as long as I'm here. You can never have enough BBGO.
BBGO, the official game day snack of the Los Angeles Lakers.
on 710 ESPN.
So what's up, people? It is Monday. Lots of great football this weekend. Lakers split. They lose an embarrassing one on Friday, but bounced back big last night. Ireland, you brought up an interesting question.
All right, this is going to happen to you in your lifetime at some point, if it hasn't already. You are going to be asked about someone you work with and what you think of them.
Yes.
So the hypothetical I gave you was, it's Greg, Brian, or Laura. You get a phone. We'll use Laura for an example. Laura, somebody calls, unbeknownst to Laura. She doesn't know they're calling you. And they say, hey, we're thinking about hiring Laura Romo to produce our afternoon drive show in Chicago.
Yep.
What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
How do you answer that?
So you're saying the other guys are asking me.
Yeah.
Chicago's
Matter
asking
of fact,
me.
before you do, let me tell you how Les Snead handles this, the GM of the Rams.
Okay.
So obviously he has a defensive coordinator in Raheem Morris.
Great coach.
That is a huge part of whether or not the Rams win or lose. As a matter of fact, you and I think the Rams are at the beginning of a window in many respects. We know Stafford is 36, but
they've got all these young guys from Puka to Byron Young to Kobe Turner.
And most of the young talent is on defense.
Yep.
So Raheem Morris is an integral part of whatever the Rams are going to do next year. So Raheem Morris interviewed for the Falcons job over the weekend. And Les Snead was doing a presser, and somebody said, hey, what do you think Raheem Morris would be a good head coach? And here's what Les Snead said.
I do want to say, talk about Raheem just because I know he's interviewing for just about every head coaching job in the NFL right now. And it's been 3 years. But I haven't had a lot of opportunities to talk about him. Number one, I think we all know, great human being. The guy's coded to, let's call it, respect everyone, to build a relationship with everyone, no matter where you're at in the organization. And what's awesome is as he does that, you just see the respect flow back in his direction. And that's just he's coded for that. It's a superpower that I think would help any organization.
Okay, it's a superpower of any organization. So in other words, it's obviously going to hurt him if Raheem Morris leaves, but he decided to give him the strongest personal recommendation. Is that the right move or is that a mistake?
Okay, so
because you're a Ram fan and a season ticket holder, if he leaves, this is going to affect your experience.
Correct. So I'll say this. Bergman, Laura, you guys get calls. Bergman, you're going to be the what would be a great position for Bergman?
The head of at ESPN Network, the head of radio.
There you go, head of radio at ESPN Network, all of radio. And they come to me, they say, "What do you? We want to take Greg." I would say, "Look, Greg is fantastic. You should absolutely take him. He is a spectacular candidate. I trust him. I know him. I've worked with him for years."
Even though you've personally told me that you don't want to lose Greg.
Correct. Even though if it comes to a better opportunity, like if you're a if you're a defensive coordinator and you want to be a head coach, you want your team behind you. If Raheem Morris has an opportunity somewhere else, good for him. I hope he gets it, just like I would hope for you, Bergman, that you got it, or Laura, or Brian, any of you guys. If it's a better job, I'm all in for you.
You hit the nail on the head. If it is an opportunity for that person to improve their personal situation, you have to be supportive.
Yeah.
And it's the golden rule. You would want them to do that for you. You want to treat this opportunity for them like you would hope they would treat it for you.
Plus, what would you say, Ireland?
I would absolutely. I'm
like, get him out of here.
No. I'm like a great person to have a reference for because I tell people this all the time. I'll be honest and I will be your biggest advocate. I will say you would be hard pressed to find anybody who cares as much as Bergman. Matter of fact, you won't. You're not going to find anybody that cares as much as Greg does. He's the type of guy that if the show goes in the tank, he's losing sleep that night. That is, and that's a quality you can't find easily. You know, most people are punching a time clock like they're on the Flintstones. And
oh my God, this is like say nice things about Greg.
I know, it's wonderful.
Good for you, Greg.
This norm never happens. So come on, keep going.
Yeah, no, but and I would do it. I would do it for any of the three of you.
Yeah.
But what I'm proud of here is that Les Snead did it because he very easily could have gone, you know what? He's been a key part of our success, and we obviously don't want to lose him, but I won't say anything bad about him.
Right.
Click. Well, instead, he went over the top the other way. He went, I'm glad you asked me that because I don't get a chance to talk about him a lot, and here's what I would say. And he made an impassioned case for why you should hire this guy. And you know what? That, in the long term, is going to McVay's great at getting his assistants head
Correct.
coaching
And that,
jobs.
to me, the Rams take a great deal of pride in that. I mean, every year they raid Sean McVay's coaching staff because he's got the bag of magic dust. And, you know,
Remember Wade Phillips used to make the joke? Wade had a son that was in coaching.
Yes.
And he would say about his son. And he has had dinner with Sean McVay.
There you go.
He knows Sean.
Yeah. But, I mean, if you look at I wouldn't be surprised. I guess he's not being talked to, but Mike LaFleur, the offensive coordinator now for the Rams, has been cooking in terms of growing his skill set to be a head coach. Raheem Morris obviously has already done it. You look at Zach Taylor. You look at Matt LaFleur. You look at Kevin O'Connell
in Minnesota.
I think that they take a great deal of pride in knowing that Brad Holmes, the player personnel director in Detroit,
recommended for the job in Detroit.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden the Rams become the place you go where they're going to care about you.
Yes.
That it's more important to them to treat people right than it is to win at all costs.
Yes.
And I think that's rare. You know, a lot of people like what New England did with Gerard Mayo when he had an interview a few years ago. They said, don't go. We'll give you a clause that if Belichick ever leaves, you can have the job. And it worked out for Mayo. But people did that at Syracuse with Jim Boeheim for 20 years, and Boeheim just never left.
Yes.
So you can try and keep the person there, even though you know they can get a better opportunity somewhere else.
But they'd be resentful.
Right.
And they would not necessarily be able to do their best work if they're pissed off.
So good for Les Snead, and I hope Raheem Morris gets a head coaching job.
So today, John, I said that today was the Hall of Fame announcement. It's actually tomorrow. The Hall of Fame announcement is tomorrow. I missed it by a day. But there are some guys on here that look like they're going to get in that I seriously question.
All right, I'll give you a yes or no first reaction.
Okay,
Lay it on me.
So here are the guys that are likely to get in. Adrian Beltre.
He's a yes.
Yes.
100%, no doubt about it.
Yeah, he's absolutely in. Let's see. Gary Sheffield.
I think he's a yes, but I'm hearing he's right on the bubble.
He is on the bubble. He's at 78%.
There's some history that's causing issues.
Yes.
Such as what? Was he in the Mitchell Report?
It wasn't the Mitchell Report. What was it? I think it was something more.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly, but I'm sure it's in there.
There's some personal stuff that people don't like, but he should be in just based off of his stats.
Yeah, phenomenal player.
Fourth all-time in saves, Billy Wagner looks like he's going to get in.
I never felt like Billy Wagner was a Goose Gossage, Mariano Rivera, Raleigh Fingers type closer. Now, fourth in saves all time may get him in for a body of work thing, but Billy Wagner never struck fear into my heart when he came into the game. Did he for you?
He's a great closer. He did not, lifetime. It depends on how you view closers.
That's the problem.
Are closers so important that they become Hall of Famers? Like, for example,
think there's only 4 or 5 of them in.
Kenley Jansen is number 5 in career saves. Now, is he a Hall of Famer? If Billy Wagner gets in, doesn't.
Where's Frankie Rodriguez? Is he third? And he's not in.
Frankie Rodriguez is not going in. Frankie Rodriguez is.
You're talking about K-Rod?
Yeah, K-Rod. I think he's third all time or right around there. I might be wrong on that.
Frankie Rodriguez is 4. Number 4 all time in saves.
I thought you said Billy Wagner was 4.
Okay, here's how it goes: Rivera, Hoffman, Lee Smith, Frankie, John Franco, and Billy Wagner.
Is Franco in?
Franco is not in.
No. So if he's 5, why is
he? So
he's
6.
Yeah. So at that point, and also closers, it's difficult because you can get a save just if you say 3 runs. You go with 3 runs, that gives you a save. It's kind of nonsense.
To me, what gets you into the Hall of Fame in any sport is postseason dominance or a body of work that is so much better than your compatriots, than the people, your peers that you are playing against, that you were dominant in your era. That's where Wagner has an argument.
Okay. Playoffs, 1-1, 10.03 ERA.
So 0 postseason dominance.
Yes. None.
Okay.
So
what about the body of work argument, though? That he was so much better than his fellow peers in his era that you got to put him in. You know who's a really hard guy to do this with? Phillip Rivers.
Oh, yeah.
Phillip Rivers, the quarterback of the Chargers, Brian, who was a great QB for you for a lot of years, has no postseason dominance, but was so good in the regular season when he played for the Chargers, you can make an argument that he should be in. Does he get in?
I think he does. So consistent, too, over the long body of work.
Yeah, I think he probably does eventually.
So this was the argument for Matthew Stafford until he won the Super Bowl. I honestly believe that Stafford winning that one Super Bowl puts him in.
I do too.
Because he has
the body of work.
The body of work argument that he would have been right on the bubble.
Yep.
But when you win the Super Bowl, that puts you over the top.
Okay, let me throw one.
If Rivers, by the way, had won a Super Bowl or maybe even gone to one, he'd be in for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Todd Helton looks like he's going to get in.
I mean, that's tough because of where he played. He played at Coors Field for most of his career.
Batted .316 lifetime.
That's hard to do.
Yeah, but at Coors Field, it was such an easy ballpark to hit at for a long time.
How about this? Lifetime 953 OPS.
Yeah, I mean, he was a great player, but I think the ballpark really hurts his argument. And
do you guys know the weird trivia question about Todd Helton that it doesn't have anything to do with baseball?
Something to do with being a backup quarterback.
Starter.
Right? Oh, starter.
Was the starter at Tennessee at quarterback when Peyton Manning was a freshman.
Yeah.
And then decided to go play baseball and maybe had a Hall of Fame
Smart
career.
move, yeah. It looks like as of this moment, and that guy gets all those votes in
Ryan
advance.
Thibodeau?
Yeah, there you go. He's got Adrian Beltre with 99%, Todd Helton with 82.5%, Joe Mauer with 83%. He'd be a first ballot Hall of Famer, and then Billy Wagner at 78.4%.
Is this Billy Wagner's first time on the ballot?
No, he's there last year, I believe.
Okay. I don't think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, but I think he could get in down the road.
I think we just put too many people in. We're putting in
It is the Hall of Fame. It's not the Hall of Good.
Right.
And I think Billy Wagner kind of fits good.
To hit 300 for a career is, I think,
super hard.
Is really difficult, man.
And he had a bunch of extra base hits and home runs, too, right?
Mauer was even better. Mauer had a lifetime 306 average. Hit more home runs.
Mauer should be in because it's very, very hard to hit as a catcher.
Yeah, he also won an MVP.
Yeah.
That makes a difference.
I mean, once Scott Rowland
Did Helton win an MVP?
No. Helton did not win
did.
an MVP.
Huh?
No.
Okay.
As soon as Scott Rowland got in last year, the Hall of Fame doesn't mean really that much anymore. They're just letting whoever in that they want.
Well, the reason I think Rowland got in was there's very few third basemen in the Hall of Fame. It's just like catchers. You know, there's like Piazza and Bench and Yogi Berra. And
he was good defensively.
Not very many others.
Yeah, there was, by the way, he did not, I mean, he's not a Hall of Famer.
Not at all.
Well, didn't he get in at the tail end of his ballot? Like, he'd been on the ballot 7 or 8 years, and he finally got in, right?
Yeah, lifetime 281 hitter. Yeah, no.
Yeah, if he's in, Steve Garvey should be in, and he's not.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But he might become
he may be in the
Garvey
Senate.
might become senator.
Doesn't have time for the Hall of Fame. He might be the senator.
He's trying to win. Yeah, I don't even know if people know this. He's on the ballot, but he's not campaigning.
Yes.
He thinks that just being a big name in baseball will get him elected as senator. Yeah. And he's not doing any ads. He's not doing any debates. He's not doing any appearances.
You've seen the latest polling, right?
Is he in?
Number 2 behind Schiff.
I'm Steve Garvey.
Steve Garvey. Remember back in the day, we'd always say, someday he's going to be a senator.
Yeah, he sure looked like it.
Yeah, and now he maybe. All right, coming up next for you, can do some What's Up Fool. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN. Hey, as a sports fan, you always want your team to be well coached and to win. And you know who is always winning, always getting ready for the next opponent? That is my guy, Jacob. Think about this. If you've been injured in a car accident, truck accident, slip and fall at a store, rideshare accident, whatever it is, it might feel like you lost the game. Don't worry, the accident is only the beginning of the game. Call Jacob. Get the free consultation. Trust me, Jacob knows the weakness of the opponent. He knows how to exploit and go on attack against the insurance company to provide you the victory that you deserve. So make sure you're on a winning team. If you're injured in an accident, don't wait. Call Jacob. A lot of attorneys say they'll fight for you. Call Jacob. He'll win for you. 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB. Or remember...
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
CallJacob.com. He's a winner. Make sure you're following Call Jacob on Instagram. Go to @call.jacob for great advice and prizes and more. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
All right, guys, it's officially back. Fifth Row Fridays presented by BBGO.
That's the official game day snack of the Lakers, by the way. And this is the best thing we give away. Fifth row seats to a Laker game. How many times do people come up to us and say, hey, give me Laker tickets?
Yes.
We don't have them. I don't even have them, but you can win them if you listen every day.
And these seats are better than the seats that you and Michael have, right?
15 rows better.
Yeah.
Michael and I are like row 20. So here's how you win. You listen every day to all the shows and take notes. If you can answer 5 questions about what happened on the show that day, you're eligible to win.
And don't forget, on Fridays, your chance to call in all 5 right answers, and you are in the fifth row at Crypto.com Arena for a Lakers game.
For free! Big news, Laker fans. John Ireland here. You can now stream every Lakers game on the ESPN LA app. Don't miss a second of the action with Michael Thompson and I on the call. Plus, all your live and local Lakers talk every day in the palm of your hand.
You're one tap away from everything Lakers.
You could even win Lakers tickets.
Download the ESPN LA app and bam!
Download the ESPN LA app at the App Store and Google Play.
Our friends at Dos Hombres. In fact, we've got a special guest voice. Take it away, guest voice.
What's Up, Fool is brought to you by Dos Hombres Mezcal. It's fate. It's friendship. It's mezcal. Dos Hombres.
Look at that. How do I follow that? I don't. So I simply say, take it away, Corporate Greg.
Thanks, Morales. All right, so this is a little bit an older story, but it's kind of making the rounds again.
Okay.
So Detroit Lions head coach Dan Campbell has maybe the weirdest coffee order of all time. I want to know what would happen to both of you if you actually tried to drink his coffee order. Have you seen it before?
No.
All right, he drinks 2 venti coffees from Starbucks with 2 espresso shots in each of them for more than 1,100 milligrams of caffeine, which is a lot.
Yes.
A lot of caffeine. What would happen to you if you actually tried that?
I would sleep even less than the 3 hours I
Would you
sleep
be for like
now.
4 days straight?
Yeah.
I don't think much. I have 2 quad espressos every day. That's 800 milligrams of caffeine. So I'm not that far off from Dan Campbell. The show I may be even more animated in the show.
Will you do it before a show tomorrow? Before the show tomorrow?
Sure. What is the objective?
It's 2 venti coffees from Starbucks with 2 espresso shots inside of that.
Yeah, sure. What the hell? I'd do it.
And you have to finish both of them.
Well, you've seen me drink. I mean, I chug espressos like it's nobody's business.
I understand, but like people have done.
If I did that,
on YouTube.
I might be awake until Sunday.
Really? I am going to do it tomorrow, and it's going to be like, blast off! Let's go!
Wow.
People tried it, and they videoed themselves doing it.
Oh, really?
After one of them, they're laying in bed like, I just can't do this. I have to work from my bed today because
I'm
it's
in.
too
Bring
much.
me the Dan Campbell coffee order.
Okay, let's do it tomorrow.
Do it tomorrow.
Let's do it tomorrow.
I thought there was like a limit that they could give you.
There
is.
is.
Not?
Wait a minute. A limit in
Of
what?
like caffeine.
Okay,
No,
there
there's
is.
not a limit.
And you order one, and then
Yeah,
Wait a minute. There's no limit
Yes,
on
there is.
caffeine.
I
No,
thought there
there's
was.
not.
Yes, there is.
No, there's not.
So I ordered one time, what is it, a caramel macchiato upside down, and I added 6 shots, and the girl said, no, I can't do that because there's a limit of how many shots I can give you.
How many shots per
Yeah,
drink?
so, but it adds up to the caffeine, so there is a limit.
Right. I see there's a limit. But you could get 2 of those.
I mean,
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, you could. It's not. They're not like cutting you off. But no, I do get that. No, I don't think it's that big a deal, to be honest with you. I'm already wired, so what the hell?
I would do it, but if I can't work, then I'm out, Greg, and you can't
Why
tell
would
me
you
nothing.
not be able to work?
Because didn't he say there's people laying in bed?
Yeah, people laying.
How do you lay in bed after drinking that much
Jacked
caffeine?
up and they have to. I just have to stay in bed because I'm all jacked up.
Wait a minute. What? But why, if they're all jacked up, wouldn't
I
they
don't
want to
know.
do the opposite of stay in bed?
That's what he was saying in the video. The guy that tried.
right.
I mean, that sounds right, but either way,
Maybe it's over.
I drink a
senses
lot
o-
of coffee. I cannot do this.
Senses
No
overload,
way.
maybe,
Yeah,
you know?
senses
Well,
overload.
remember, Dan Campbell is a huge guy.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So that
and
he-
he does bite people's kneecaps off, right?
He does.
After all that
Both of
coffee,
them.
I get it.
He's going to go in a third time, too.
Yeah.
What's up, Foo?
All right, guys. Anthony Rendon was on a podcast this week.
Yes, I'm glad you
Oh,
brought
I
this
saw
up.
this.
He
This
doesn't
is so
speak
good.
too much, so this was kind of surprising.
Oh.
In his words, he said the season needs to be shorter. There's too many damn games.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my question to you guys is, do you agree with this? And what would the sweet spot number of games that you would implement for the baseball season?
All right, first of all, I don't agree with it. And second of all, wrong messenger.
Correct.
He's averaged 50 games a year for the last 4 years. And after he did this, somebody came out. Was it Jonathan Papelbon?
Yeah, I've got the tweet right here. He
Yeah.
says, played with Rendon, and he literally hates baseball. Yeah, it's long. It's what you signed up for. Just tell the team you want to play half the season, and though you can give back half your salary. John Rocker tweeted, dude plays 50 games a year. What does he want for the season? To be 30 games? It is true. He is the worst possible.
This would be like Kawhi Leonard advocating for the NBA to play once a week.
Yes.
That's funny.
Do you know anybody in the NBA who hates basketball? I'm sure that guy exists.
There are people that don't love like, remember Michael Olowokandi?
Sure.
The number 1 pick of the Clippers several years ago. I was working for the Clippers back then, and I remember after.
By the way, I think it's several as in 20.
After a couple of months, I said to Ralph Lawler, I go, I don't think this guy likes basketball. And he said, you are correct.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a passion for it, then it's going to affect how you perform. And I think Rendon is a classic test case for this.
Well, I stole this from Ramona, but, the care factor. How much
Right.
do you care? Obviously, Anthony Rendon doesn't give a damn. So, yeah.
I think it was a very weird point for him to make. Now, if Cal Ripken makes that point, you pay attention. Anthony Rendon makes it, and you go, geez, dude, how many games off do you want?
Congratulations to the Angels on that signing.
What's up, Foo?
All right, guys. Here's a personal one for me. So I am notorious for losing jewelry. When I get gifted jewelry, whether it's expensive or inexpensive, I may or may not have lost something that was given to me recently. Right now in the studio, and we were trying to find it.
Searching everywhere.
Yeah, we were. But my question to you guys is, if you guys get gifted something and you guys lose it, do you guys just tell the person or try to replace it with something cheaper? Because that's what I was going to do.
It's a great question. Is it a ring? Is it a necklace? Or the earrings?
It's a no stud.
Okay.
A no stud. Is it pricey?
My fear of you replacing it with something less expensive or fake is that can your friend tell?
I don't think you could tell. It's pricey-ish, like adjacent.
But would you really want a cheap nose stud in your...
No.
I mean,
But
you
she's
like
trying
want a
not-
high-quality nose
She's trying
stud.
not to offend the person that gave it to her.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about getting a nose stud.
Do
What you
it.
think?
I love it.
Why
Do
not?
it.
Just
Yeah.
for fun?
Just for fun. And
For-
if you don't like it,
for a
just,
week? Oh, no, get rid of it.
Yeah.
No, does the hole ever go away?
some people does. Mine didn't.
Then I'm not doing it. I can't. This thing is my moneymaker right here.
How about the ears, huh?
Yeah, exactly. No, ears. You know, it was weird. Ed Bradley, very distinguished 60 Minutes.
Yeah.
Earring. I always thought
Yeah.
that was the weirdest thing, but I mean, good for him.
Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan, yeah.
Tongue ring.
Yeah.
Oh,
I could
God,
never
no.
do that. Never do that.
Yeah.
I wanted one a long time ago.
No, thank you.
No.
Well, you like pain?
I mean, I do,
Yeah,
but
that has got to hurt.
Ouch.
but it messes up your teeth.
Yeah,
So no thanks.
Laura, most of the time when you're trying to perpetuate a fraud, it catches up to you.
I'm a bad liar, John, so
Right.
that's my problem.
So that's working against you too. I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
I wouldn't
okay.
do it.
But I
just
do-
tell him you've looked high and low all over the place. And by the way, if it's something they bought, how long ago did they give it to you?
Probably like a month ago.
Okay, if they bought it with a credit card, if you have it, like if they bought it with an American Express card, anything lost or stolen is purchase protected.
That's true.
So they may be able to get you another one.
See, I don't even keep track if somebody's using. I'll tell you who keeps track. My brother. My brother will get my mom a purse and then say, "Why don't you ever use the purse I got you?"
Oh, please.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's really rough. I'm just like, use his purse. Do it. Just to.
I mean, I
keep-
don't think he's going to be mad because he knows I lose things, but I feel bad because I always lose things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't buy a back alley nose stud.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like something you should go cheap on. Is that it? You guys got one more.
I got one more.
Yeah,
for you.
there you go.
Okay. So I think it was about 2 months ago, Subway came out with the footlong cookie.
Yes.
And it was such a success that they just announced this last weekend that they're coming out with a footlong churro and a footlong pretzel as well. So my question to you guys is, if you have one dessert item in footlong fashion, what would you take?
Of those three, I'm taking the churro. Do I get chocolate sauce with it?
Oh, why not?
Yeah,
of course.
The cookie, it's too much cookie.
Have you seen the cookie?
It's a foot long. It's too much cookie.
It's
so
baked.
good,
It's baked in the pan like a Pizookie at BJ's.
And what was the third thing you said? Churro, cookie, and what?
And pretzel.
Pretzel. Yeah, that's too much pretzel. Give me the churro.
Yeah, no, I like that cookie baked in the pan is like the thing. That is so good.
A foot-long cookie, though?
Is it actually a foot long?
Oh, yeah. You want a foot-long cookie? That's a big cookie.
That's not like a one-person thing. That's a multi-person food, right?
I mean, the churro, John has the right answer. It's the churro.
Oh, it's the
Like the
cookie.
foot-long
Have you guys
churro.
seen it?
Heat up the cookie.
That's only like this.
Put some ice cream on it. Lights out. See ya.
Have you guys seen them?
I'm with you.
No, I've not seen him yet.
So there's a Subway right here in Little Tokyo. So we were walking and, some of them are available, some of them weren't, but they were being advertised. And I'm like, I don't know if I would actually purchase it.
Yeah, yeah.
And it looks sus.
Isn't it
Sorry,
churro
if, I
usually
don't know
about
if they're a partner, but my bad.
6 inches to a foot? A churro is usually about 6 to a foot.
And this is a foot long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's doable.
All right.
I mean, how big are the Disney ones?
Usually pretty big.
That was my first.
Oh,
guess,
I
too.
guess actually I got a question about Disney for you guys.
Okay.
Coming up next. Also, there were some specialty items on the menu in Buffalo yesterday, and they are named in honor of a Kansas City Chiefs fan. That is coming up next for you.
Gee,
Mason
I wonder
Ireland.
who.
Yeah, exactly. 710 ESPN.
Hey, John Ireland here, and I'm at my local Ralph's in front of the BB-Go display, and here's why. The Lakers and Ralph's are doing a sweepstakes, and you could win courtside seats to a Laker game. The question I get more than anything else is, how do I get in those courtside seats? This is how. You come to a local Ralph's, you spend at least $10 on BB-Go. Then you take your receipt and you send it to this web address, lakers.com/BB-Go sweeps. That's lakers.com/BB-Go sweeps. It's the contest runs from now through February 6th. So all you gotta do is go to Ralph's, get some BB-Go, and send in that receipt. Well, as long as I'm here. You can never have enough BB-Go.
BB-Go, the official game day snack of the Los Angeles Lakers.
All right, guys, it's officially back. Fifth Row Fridays presented by BB-Go.
That's the official game day snack of the Lakers, by the way. And this is the best thing we give away. Fifth row seats to a Laker game. How many times do people come up to us and say, hey, give me Laker tickets?
sports. And it is the biggest show on the radio. Mason and Ireland is on for your Monday afternoon.
Get me my horse.
Here we go. Bud White Reaction Monday. Bud White. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up some at your local convenience store today. We are all over all the football, Jack.
It's a Bud Light Reaction Monday.
What a divisional playoff weekend it was. 4 teams are left as we get ready for Championship Sunday. Meanwhile, the Lakers were playing some championship ball. I mean, sort of, last night. And how about that D-Lo guy?
Here go the Lakers 3-on-2. LeBron to Russell. Three-pointer. Good again. 32 for D'Angelo Russell.
Lakers win over the Blazers. We'll recap. ... Let's get to it. The biggest show on the radio celebrating 20 years on ESPN Los Angeles.
You know, this guy Michael plays the sax. Really? How many instruments can you play?
Mason and Ireland, a Bud White Reaction Monday right now.
3 o'clock crowd.
But this is a dime, not a donkey.
It's a dime, not a donkey.
By the way, Michael claims he can play 5 different types of drums.
Michael Thompson?
Yeah, I'll let him elaborate tomorrow when he comes in. Tomorrow, Michael will be in. Pepe will be in.
Bongo.
Yeah, he can play
Bass
bongo.
drum.
He says he can play.
He can play like a drums kit?
I don't think he can play
There's
any of them.
5 different types of drums in the drum kick.
And I said, I've been to your house. You have no drums. He goes, well, you can drum on anything.
Is that true? There are 5 different drums in the drum kit?
Oh,
We're bringing it up
making stuff
Yeah,
up?
bring it up tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure there are 5 different kinds.
So I had this note a couple weeks ago, you guys. Laura sent this. She says, for the most part, most of us are on a health kick, which I think is true. Is most of us kind of eating healthy, doing healthy stuff? Yeah. She
Not today,
said that there is a half marathon at Disneyland September the 5th through the 8th.
Oh, if it was any other day.
And they might be interested in doing it. Now, are you thinking about doing the Disney half marathon in September?
I'll do it.
You'll do it?
We talked about it.
Laura, are you doing it?
Yeah, I would try.
Parker's
I'll
in.
try it.
Brian, you in?
No chance.
I'm with Brian. There's no way.
I'm not just a no. I'm a hell no.
I ran cross country in high school.
You ever see anybody smiling when they're running one
Hell
of those
no.
things?
I'm not going to run it. I'm going to walk it, though. You know, I'm going to take my time.
I like
Wait a
that
minute,
it's in
walk it. We have
Disneyland.
we'll come back in 6 hours and pick you up. What
Yeah,
the hell?
that's fine. You know.
Yeah, I ran cross country in high school. When it was over, I was like, I am never running again. That is it for me.
So I did a full marathon. I did the LA marathon.
Wow,
long ago?
really?
Did you really?
Yeah.
Really?
How did I not know this about you?
2016 about somewhere around there.
Nice.
Yeah, I did
Nice.
it, and it was
How
the
much
hardest
training
thing
did you do in advance?
I did a decent amount of training. I think the first.
Did you do it for a reason or just for out of curiosity?
Bucket list type stuff. My
Okay.
friend, I had 2 friends that I was going to do it with. One of them backed out, and then the other friend stopped 8 miles in, so I had to do the rest of it by myself. It was
Okay.
awful. It was awful.
Yeah, this actually this is a
I can do
unique
13
combination of 2 things I really dislike. Running in Disneyland.
Aw.
I am not in on Disneyland.
How can you dislike the
I am not
happiest
in on
place on
Disney
earth?
because I don't have kids for a reason.
I don't have kids, and I love Disney.
Me too, Laura.
Yeah.
He hates joy. We've already figured
No, I
this out.
don't
He
hate
hates
joy. I don't hate joy at all.
You do. You hate
Like
Halloween.
I get it,
you hate when
Magic
people-
Castle and Star Wars
It's about the
ride
eating and the drinking, Mace. That's what we like. Honestly, when I go, I eat, I drink, and I walk around, and I people watch.
And what's better than eating, drinking, and walking around?
Yeah.
Come on.
You're
Sitting
burning
at
the
home,
calories you're eating.
stoned.
You can be stoned at Disney.
You absolutely can be.
Can
stoned at
you?
Disney.
Yeah.
I bet it's better.
It is.
Yeah.
There you go.
Brian knows.
Brian, he's like, yeah, it is. All right, so, John, this is interesting. There is, yesterday, of course, the Kansas City Chiefs pulled off a win over the Buffalo Bills. I was rooting like hell for Buffalo. Kid missed a field goal wide right, and then Josh Allen missed a couple of throws towards the end, and Patrick Mahomes again rises and makes another AFC championship game. But at Buffalo, and I'm surprised at this, there were a couple of menu items that were named for one Taylor Swift.
In Buffalo.
So there was the Bad Blood waffle fries. That's one of her songs, apparently. It's a 2-foot display of spiced waffle fries featuring one half topped with Kansas City Cattleman's barbecue pork, coleslaw, and bread and butter pickles, and the other side with buffalo chicken, blue cheese. So you get kind of a little bit of Kansas City, a little bit of Buffalo. The other one was for the Karma Quesadilla. It's described as chicken tenders, bacon, and cilantro ranch, a triple stack quesadilla topped with pork belly chaser.
I thought when you started telling this story that the items were going to be like bad or a joke. Those aren't.
No, they're not.
They actually honored her for showing up.
You know, you sent this article last week, and it's actually just a really interesting point. I think, and I know people sick of Taylor Swift, and she's wearing her 87 jersey and all that stuff, and they cut away to her right away. There are a lot of girl dads who say this is like the opportunity this year to connect with their daughters watching NFL football.
Listen, Taylor Swift is a one-woman economy.
Yep.
And it's in my opinion, it's impossible not to like her.
Yep.
If you watch those cutaways to that booth, my first thought was, man, if I had to go to this game, I would want to be in that booth with Jason Kelce taking his shirt off and Taylor Swift kind of holding court in there. It just looked really fun. And Laura, you sent this story last week. Kyle Juszczyk, the running back for the Niners.
Yes.
His wife has started to do these outfits, and Taylor Swift is wearing them. And now did you see Brittany Mahomes is wearing them?
Well, they had it together in that game.
Right.
She made it for both of them, but obviously Taylor took the shine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now apparently the NFL's talking to her about doing a whole line like Aaron Andrews did.
Right.
So this may turn out to be an entire separate business for Kyle Juszczyk's wife. Good for her.
Well, we have a friend named Sarah who is never watched football. She's a big Taylor Swift fan. Now she's like all into football. We get text messages about why was that penalty there, and is it important that Jason Kelce is retiring? How good was he? All that kind of stuff is now regular commonplace. It's like it's introduced football to a whole new generation, and I would imagine that in 20 years there are going to be women who are like totally into the game who started with Taylor Swift.
And what she's got going for her is normally, Laura, you can probably speak to this. Normally when girls get this much attention, other girls don't like it. Like they get jealous or mad. She has won over everybody. She's best friends with Mahomes' wife. The two Hunt girls, the beauty queen girls, are the daughters of the owner, love her. Kelsey's wife loves her. Apparently she has, like, everybody that she's come in contact with, she's won over. So she's that rare combination of guys like her, because she's talented, she's good looking, but for some reason girls don't dislike her.
I think it's different. I think young, immature women are kind of catty and don't like that, but when a woman is very secure in who she is, they're okay with sharing the spotlight. So I think that's the case there.
She has, I mean, like everybody is clamoring to get into that suite.
Oh, sure,
and, it apparently she has. She's won everybody over.
Now, Bergman, have you and Riley bonded over this?
So a little bit. She didn't watch football last week, not this week, but last week she actually sat down and was asking me questions about football because of Taylor Swift. And all of her friends, she doesn't like Taylor, but all of her friends do, so she wanted to be able to talk about it with her friends that were watching it because of Taylor Swift. So it actually is that. She wanted, never before, she hates sports, doesn't want to watch any sports, but she was asking me questions about football because of Taylor Swift.
Good for her. By the way, Jason Kelce, the shirt off and with the crowd, and his daughter said, "Dad's boobs are showing." Sent a tweet, and I think that he was rocking it at that game. I think
you were not turned off by the moobs.
No, I mean, let your moobs fly. That's what I say. Let your moobs fly.
All right, hit the Seinfeld thing for a second, because I got a question for you guys.
Okay, hang on.
I came across this story, and I have to admit this is something that it's not in my world. I don't get it. Maybe you guys can explain it to me. Kanye West, who I think had spun off the planet a long time ago, replaced all of his teeth with 850 grand worth of jewelry with grills across the front. I think that looks goofy. I would never do it. If I agreed to pay
$100,
if I
$100,
no, I wouldn't do it.
Get a grill.
Greg, if I agreed to replace all your teeth with jewelry, but I would pay for it, would you do it?
Absolutely not. And he doesn't actually take his teeth out and put in stuff.
No, I think he actually had. No, I think he had.
No.
Golden
How does it work,
silver teeth put in his mouth.
It says he reportedly paid $500,000 for permanent titanium teeth. So he did.
He replaced all of his teeth.
I don't think they pulled his teeth out and put it in.
They did. I agree to pay the entire cost of replacing your teeth with very fancy titanium jewelry teeth, are you in or out?
I'm kind of in. Not gonna
Really?
lie. Yeah.
No.
Really?
Does this mean I never have to go to the dentist again too? Like,
I don't
Well,
think
that's
so. You'd have to have
probably-
maintenance on them, right?
Yeah, you'd probably have to have them tuned up once in a while.
You have to
But
go to
God,
the welder.
It's got to be. I mean, Mace
Go to
won't,
a welder instead of a dentist.
Mace won't even go to the dentist unless they put him under for a cleaning.
No, I'm still avoiding the dentist.
Would you do it if I paid for it?
$850,000?
Yeah.
No, I do not want.
It doesn't appeal to me.
No,
but maybe I'm obviously not the target. I'm an old white guy, but this seems like very popular with a lot of rappers. It seems very popular with a lot of younger kids. I just don't get it. What am I missing here?
I think it's showing off, isn't it? It's like I've got $850,000 of jewelry in my mouth everywhere I go. I would be nervous.
But the word permanent strikes me as odd. I thought they were things that you put in and took out.
That's
are
what
grills,
grills normally are. But it sounds like he's inserting titanium teeth into his
over his teeth.
It says that they
Right.
are like.
That's what I thought, Greg.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a
prosthetic.
mouth guard in football.
Right.
The implants are known as fixed prosthetics, and West reportedly worked on them with a father of diamond dentistry. So yeah, they're like
They're
manufa-
fixed.
Yeah.
They're permanent.
Yeah, his daughter was rocking grills too not too long ago.
Yeah, but those can't be permanent.
No,
She's a
but
kid.
she's
She has
taking them out.
temporary teeth.
Those are grills. They take like
Right.
Christian has grills. He loves his. And I'm like, yeah, okay.
But what do you think of them? Do you like them?
I think he can pull them off. I don't think like my boyfriend the boo, like he can pull them off. But
DeAndre, jump onto that microphone for a second. If I offered to pay for grills for you, $850,000, and I picked up the tab, but you got to they're permanent. You got to take out all your teeth, and they're going to put in titanium jewelry teeth. Would you do it?
No.
Why not?
What do you say? Why not? Because I don't like. First of all, I don't like grills. I don't think they'll look good on me. I wouldn't pull them off. But I just think it's stupid to do something like that.
That's what I think too.
Yeah.
But I was afraid to say it because I didn't know if I would offend somebody. But it seems weird to me.
No, you're allowed to
You
say
didn't
it's
offend
stupid.
nobody. It's a dumb thing. I don't know why he did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
it's a weird flex that he's trying to have.
Yeah, it's a weird. You're right, Laura. It's a
flex.
weird flex.
But I mean, it's Kanye, so why are we surprised?
I would be so nervous, like you're eating peanuts or pistachios or
It's
something.
like-
You crack
it's-
off a diamond. I mean,
Let's be real. I don't want to kiss anybody that has that. Like I said, my boyfriend has grills, but I'm like,
But they're
bruh,
temps,
They're
right?
temp. He
Yeah.
takes them out and stuff, and like you have to be very hygienic to have that. So to see that, I'm like, I want to kiss you, bro. That's nasty.
Yeah,
That looks gross.
It just seemed weird to me.
It is weird. It is weird. All right, coming up next for you, let's circle back around to the Lakers and what's going on. They obviously got blown out on Friday, then blew out Portland last night, so they are continuing to be up and down, and who knows what you're going to get. And now we're approaching the February 8th trade deadline. What will they do? Will they move somebody? We'll get into that coming up next for you. In the meantime, life's journey has its highs and its lows, and the LA County Department of Mental Health is here to support you through it all. Their caring team offers more than just a listening ear. They provide free emotional support, service referrals, and crisis counseling. Call their 24/7 helpline at 800-854-7771 or visit their website at dmh.lacounty.gov. Your mental health is their priority. Let them support you on this journey. Together, let's share a brighter tomorrow, hope in recovery and well-being. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Big news, Laker fans. John Ireland here. You can now stream every Lakers game on the ESPN LA app. Don't miss a second of the action with Michael Thompson and I on the call. Plus, all your live and local Lakers talk every day in the palm of your hand.
You're one tap away from everything Lakers.
You could even win Lakers tickets.
Download the ESPN LA app and bam!
Download the ESPN LA app at the App Store and Google Play.
All right, guys, it's officially back. Fifth Row Fridays presented by BBGO.
That's the official game day snack of the Lakers, by the way. And this is the best thing we give away. Fifth row seats to a Laker game. How many times do people come up to us and say, hey, Give me Laker tickets. Yes. We don't have them. I don't even have them, but you can win them if you listen every day.
And these seats are better than the seats that you and Michael have, right?
15 rows better. Yeah. Michael and I are like row 20. So here's how you win. You listen every day to all the shows and take notes. If you can answer 5 questions about what happened on the show that day, you're eligible to win.
And don't forget, on Fridays, your chance to call in all 5 right answers, and you are in the 5th row at Crypto.com Arena for a Lakers game.
For free!
In Ireland continues right now on 710 ESPN.
I still have not rescheduled that dentist appointment.
Do it.
I'm very, very intimidated by the idea of someone in my mouth
Don't be
drilling.
soft.
Don't be
and
soft.
you're looking for somebody who'll put you on.
Yeah, I actually found that. But I found somebody who'll do it, and I still am
won't go.
avoiding it. Still avoiding it.
I have a very good dentist if you need one.
The last one lived all the way out in Westlake
This
Village.
guy does not.
Oh, he does not?
He lives right off of the 405 freeway at Rosecrans.
And you think he'll give me the gas?
I don't know, but I'll see him tomorrow. He's a Lakers dentist.
Yeah.
I'll see him tomorrow. Ray Padilla, great guy. He and my whole family goes to him. So I'll ask him tomorrow.
Ask him if he'll give me the gas.
And you're not going to Lakers Clippers, are you? Or you can't because it's a Clipper home
I'm
game.
not going to go. I'm not going to go.
Bergman,
I don't think so.
No, it's a Clipper game.
Yeah.
We don't
Well, I could go to the suite or whatever, but
no, you have to. I can't get your credential.
No, but you could get me into the suite.
They'll put you in the hockey press box.
I'm not going to the hockey press box. You
You
might as well not even be at the game.
By the way, so Pepe comes up to Michael and I last night. He goes, "All right, I want you to look right there in section 202, and I want you to look right up there in suite in section 326, and I promise you, people will wave back when I wave." So that Lawrence Tanner announces Pepe. Pepe stands up and he does his Rose Bowl wave, and Michael and I are staring. One of us is looking at 326, the other one is looking at 202. Not one person.
Hey, John, wake up. Pay attention.
Would not one person
Not one
wave
person?
back. Yeah.
The horse.
People did wave, though. They shared on social media.
Did
but
they?
They just not in the sections where Pepe
Where
told
was
me
the
to
social?
look.
Tell me, point me to the social media post so I can.
All I
retweet.
can say is you guys were all there, and you saw what I'm talking about, and it hasn't changed.
Okay, so
ESPN Los Angeles did put it out.
Yeah,
that
so
someone...
I personally
Los Angeles put out the one person.
No, hold on, Mace. The day that we went,
19,326 fans.
The day that we
waved
went,
at Pepe.
I did see people. Now, yesterday I was a little late getting to Staples, so I did not see when the wave happened, so I cannot attest to what happened yesterday. But the day that I went and I was there early on the seat, I did see people.
Okay,
Pepe will be here tomorrow to give his side of the story.
What else is he going to say? Yes, people wave.
No, he does. He says I'm just jealous, and that I'm not being. But Michael's looking too. We're both looking. You guys were looking.
We all look.
Well, we were busy waving.
Yes, but you were also looking. No one was waving back at you or at him.
Actually, it was the opposite. They're like, "What are you doing?"
Oh my God!
So were they saying, "What are you doing"?
Well, they were all looking at us like, what is? They didn't say anything. They were just looking.
Because I was like,
what?
Pepe.
Yeah.
If he was smart, there's a guy that sits in the front row of the section that Michael and I are in.
Yes,
Gary Martin.
Okay,
and he waves signs. And when the players do something good, he holds up a sign that says like D-Lo, or he holds up a sign that has a crown for LeBron.
Oh, right. Yeah,
sure.
Sign
guy.
Yeah,
sign
he
guy.
calls himself the sign guy. If Pepe were smart, he would get Gary to do a sign that says "Wave to Pepe."
Oh my God!
And Gary,
That's good.
because people pay attention.
I'm
to
going
what
to DM
Gary's
Gary
doing.
right now.
And
well, let's get Pepe rolling. I'm gonna DM Gary right now. He follows me on Twitter, so I'll DM him. I think he's like @Signman or something like that.
Okay.
Sign guy.
Sign guy. Yeah, there you go. So I'm gonna rally for Pepe.
All right, there you go.
So Lakers blow one on Friday, game they got to win, and they blow out Portland last night. They continue to be, I would say, disappointing. They're disappointing. Now, I think they need to make a deal at the trade deadline. It's coming up on February the 8th. And you said Michael thinks they're a championship team as is.
He does. I have now.
Is he looking at his paycheck while he says that?
I think so.
Yeah.
But I'll let him speak for himself tomorrow. I'm now no longer going to try and shout you down when you say they need to make changes. I think that their record is 22-22. Rob has consistently made deals at the trade deadline.
Yep.
I anticipate he'll do another one. And when you're 22-22, that's a good enough sample size to determine whether or not it's working. And here's the X factor. LeBron is 39 on the last year of his deal.
Yeah.
So you have to do, and Rob has talked openly about this, that he knows this, and he knows he's playing against the clock. And he's got to try and give LeBron his best chance to get back to the finals. He almost pulled it off last year. Came within one series of it. Made it to the Western Conference Finals and ran into that white-hot Nuggets team that ended up winning the whole thing.
Just a great team, yeah.
The Nuggets would scare me again. I think they can be competitive in any other series. As a matter of fact, Lakers-Clippers tomorrow night. A lot of people. Greg, look up the spread in that game. I would imagine it's got to be like Clippers by 6 or 7. But the truth is, the Lakers have played the Clippers twice this year, including once after the Harden trade, and the Lakers have won both games. So they match up pretty well against the Clippers. As you pointed out earlier in the show, Mace, the issue is when they don't play a good team.
Yeah.
Like they did on Friday against the Nets. And nobody has an explanation for how you could lose a game to a team that had lost 14 out of 16 coming in.
Line is Clippers -6.5.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So, I have no idea. I'm not allowed to gamble on the NBA, even fake money. But I have no idea what the right side of that bet is. The Lakers are 2-0 against them. I would think give me 6.5 points in crypto. I would probably take the Lakers, but I don't know because the Lakers always play.
You don't know who's going to show up.
Right. Always play the level of the competition.
Yeah.
And the other narrative is people seem to think that D'Angelo Russell and Rui Hachimura were upset after the game last night.
Well, I watched that D'Angelo interview. I know you said Mike didn't think he was
Mike did that
emotional.
interview.
I know.
Mike Trudell.
But I watched it, and I think he looks emotional. I just rewatched it. I thought so after the game, and I thought so in the moment. Bergman, did you?
Yeah, it looked like he was on the verge of tears. There might not actually be tears there, but like his eyes are watering. He's, he just looks upset, and he's talking about his time with the Lakers like he's going to be going
right.
somewhere.
He was talking about his time with the Lakers, which is another thing that makes me think he thinks.
Trudell is convinced this isn't a thing, but who knows? And the stuff with Rui. Everybody said Rui after the game was emotional. Rui in the locker room was his normal self. He was fine. So I'm not sure there's a story there. Some people, the social media, as you alluded to, Greg, when you were on Travis and Slee, social media has kind of run with this and turned it into a thing.
Well, I mean, let's face it. If you're D'Angelo Russell and you're hearing everything that everybody's talking about in terms of him being moved and the most tradable piece, and maybe he goes to Atlanta, and maybe I think that has to weigh on him. Whether he was emotional in that interview or not, that has to weigh on him. He's the name that's getting floated. And by the way, Rui's also getting floated. His name's getting floated also.
Well, it's part of being an NBA player, Greg.
It is part of the job.
And Darvin knows this because he was in the NBA and he got traded. Michael was in the NBA. He got traded twice.
D'Angelo's been traded, I think, 4 times.
He's already been on 4 teams.
Right.
He started with the Lakers. He went to the Nets. Then he went to the Warriors. Then he went to the Wolves. And now he's back to the Lakers. So he's been on 4 different teams. this is weird for me because D'Angelo and Austin are my guys. I'm closer to them than anybody on the team. And I want them to both to stay. And D'Angelo is playing the best basketball, not only of this year, but of his career over the last 8 games. So if you trade him, you trade him knowing that you're selling high. He's playing incredibly well.
And that's when you're supposed to sell.
Sell high. Right. But so personally, just this is me thinking with my heart more than my head. I hope they don't move him. But having said that, they're 22-22. Everybody knows the deal when they come to play for the Lakers. You are competing to win championships. And 22-22 isn't good enough. So you've had a 44-game sample size, and Rob's job is to keep the team competitive and give them the best chance to win in the postseason. And so I don't think anybody's allowed to be surprised by anything.
No, I think all bets are off because, I mean, last year Rob did a great job of remodeling the team, and I think it needs remodeling again because I don't think this team as is can win a championship.
And by the way, so if they beat the Clippers again tomorrow night, which means they would be 3-0 against the hottest team in the NBA. You know what the Clippers are over their last 30 games? 23-7. They're the hottest team. They have the best record in the NBA since January 1st. And so they're the test that you want to figure out how good your team is. And if the Lakers go out tomorrow night and beat them again for the 3rd time, then you got to wonder, well, maybe I don't blow it up. But if they go out and lose by 30, then I think that's confirmation that, okay, we're not where we need to be.
And by the way, I don't think they blow it up. I just think they make an important acquisition.
Make a significant trade that would alter your starting lineup.
Exactly. All right, coming up next for you, John, this is an interesting question. Would you, think about it, give up your phone for a month for $10,000? Not mythical dollars, real dollars. Would you give up your phone?
I have several thoughts on this.
Okay. We'll do it next. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
All right, guys, it's officially back. 5th Row Fridays presented by BBGO.
That's the official game day snack of the Lakers, by the way. And this is the best thing we give away. 5th row seats to a Laker game. How many times do people come up to us and say, hey, give me Laker tickets?
Yes.
We don't have them. I don't even have them, but you can win them if you listen every day.
And these seats are better than the seats that you and Michael have, right?
15 rows better.
Yeah.
Michael and I are like row 20. So here's how you win. You listen every day to all the shows and take notes. If you can answer 5 questions about what happened on the show that day, you're eligible to win.
And don't forget, on Fridays, your chance to call in all 5 right answers, and you are in the 5th row at Crypto.com Arena for a Lakers game.
For free! Big news, Laker fans. John Ireland here. You can now stream every Lakers game on the ESPN LA app. Don't miss a second of the action with Michael Thompson and I on the call. Plus, all your live and local Lakers talk every day in the palm of your hand.
You're one tap away from everything Lakers.
You could even win Lakers tickets.
Download the ESPN LA app and bam!
Download the ESPN LA app at the App Store and Google Play.
Reaction Monday.
And it is Mason and Ireland on a Bud White Reaction Monday. Bud White, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up some at your local convenience store today. The biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland, continues right now on 710 ESPN.
Yeah. Hey, we were just talking about it's BB Go Fifth Row Fridays this week.
Yeah, it is.
Somebody is going to win tickets.
I met the Fifth Row Friday winners last night again.
How are they?
They're great.
They were great?
They had a great time,
Had a blast?
Yeah, they had a blast, and they were very appreciative.
Cool. None of my headphones are working, but
all right,
that's
I can
probably
explain
on me.
it.
Yeah.
Fifth Row Friday means
that
you have to answer a question from every day on the show. I'll tell you right now.
Correctly.
Thank you, Greg. I'll tell you right now, Laura just came up with the question for today. So it's already happened. It will not happen in the next 30 minutes. So there's a little advantage for those of you listening right now. We've already got the question from Monday, but there'll be one from Monday, one from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If you answer each one correctly, you will get Fifth Row Friday tickets. Greg, do we know which game we're giving away this Friday?
Yes. This game, if my computer works, it's 2 tickets to Lakers New Orleans on 2/9.
Oh, you get to see Zion.
Yeah.
And by the way,
Wow.
you say it's on 2/9?
Yep.
That is the day after the trade deadline.
Oh, wow.
See
so it could
the
be a
brand
vastly
new
different team.
Lakers.
Yeah, so that, but not only it could be the Pelicans are rumored to be in a lot of deals too. So it could be a new look Lakers or a new look Pelicans team. But we're going to give them away on Friday at this time on Friday, 3:30 on Friday. But you got to answer a question from every show this week. And if you answer them correctly, you've got the tickets. So keep listening. It's hard to win. The questions are hard. So take notes, pay attention, and your chance is coming.
All right, so this story came across. If you're willing to ditch your phone, you could win a sweet prize. The New York-based company Siggy's Dairy, known for its Icelandic-style yogurt, which sounds expensive, is offering $10,000 to people who can stay away from their smartphones for an entire month. Here's what they say. We believe in the power of living a simpler life with fewer distractions. One of the biggest distractions in our lives today is our phone. That's why we're challenging you to give up your smartphone for a month as part of Siggy's digital detox program. So you get participants must be 18, 10 lucky winners selected, notified by email, $10,000, a lockbox for your smartphone, or as Al Gore would say, lockbox, a flip phone, so you can still make calls, a prepaid SIM card for 1 month, enough Siggy's yogurt to last for 3 months.
Wait a minute. I get a flip phone so I can still make calls?
Yeah, you can. In other words, you don't have your smartphone, but you do have a flip phone.
Where do I sign up for this? This is the easiest 10 grand ever.
I think it's kind of easy, don't you? Could you give up your smartphone for $10,000?
Wait, Greg, you're a no?
No, I can't.
Why?
Because I love my smartphone. I'm constantly on the internet.
10 grand?
Yeah, I mean, it would be great, and I would really
These
need
aren't
it.
mythical dollars.
No, the real dollars.
Yes.
But how long do I have to give it up for?
1 month.
No. Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Oh, I think this would be easy money. Greg, you know who's with you? I
Yeah.
guarantee who's with you. I've told this story a bunch of times, but in case you haven't heard it.
Not the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Not the same story.
Not the same story.
The great Bill McDonald, the Lakers TV guy.
I knew that's where you're going.
We were sitting in Denver, and the game's about to start.
Yep.
And Billy is always on his phone.
Right.
Constantly texting, FaceTiming. It's like
He FaceTimes a lot?
Oh, yeah. It's like part of his arm.
Okay.
Okay. And I had my per diem envelope. We get a bunch of money cash at the start of every
Walking
trip.
around money.
Yeah. So I had $300 left in my per diem. I took it out and I put it on the table. I went, Billy, if you give me your phone for the duration of this game, you can have that $300, and I'll make it easier for you. Lock it so I can't do anything, and I will zip it in my backpack right here, and when the game's over, I'll come hand it back to you. And if you get if an emergency for some reason comes up, you just walk back here and take it out of my backpack.
Right.
And give me the money back. But $300 right now. And Stu Lance is sitting there, and Stu goes, "Can I do it?" I went, "No, this is a Bill McDonald exclusive." And he said, "Can't do it."
So
and that was just for $300 for 2 hours.
You want my phone for $100?
No, I
take it tomorrow. I'll come back and get it tomorrow.
I'll do the exact same thing. Greg, what will you give me if I give you my phone for a day?
No, I'm not giving you.
Yeah, do you want my phone
you
too?
Guys, no, see, you don't care. But no, see, that's you specifically don't use your
Correct.
phone as a phone.
I do not use my phone as a phone.
Give me your computer.
I use my
Talk to
laptop.
anybody.
Yeah, give me your computer, and then we can.
I can never give up my
That
laptop.
I would not give up for 10 grand.
Your laptop.
This I'm not giving up for a month.
Your laptop is the same as my phone. I answer emails on my phone, text, phone calls.
Yeah, you can
Twitter,
have my phone.
I can do everything on my phone.
Yeah, I literally cannot live without my laptop.
Okay, how about this? Phone and laptop for 100 grand.
For a month?
Yeah.
But this is our job. We can't do our job.
For 100 grand.
And your laptop for 100 grand.
Can you use the computer in the studio?
Sure. But you have to use the fixed computer here. You can't take it with you. So you
don't
would
have a desktop at home.
Okay, I'm in.
Wait, you're in?
Yeah.
I think I'd be in too, Laura.
I'm in.
No.
Because it's my
Greg,
phone.
no for 100 grand.
I can't. It's my
for 100
job.
grand, I
No,
would
no,
do
no.
it. For
Wait,
100 grand, I would
wait.
do it.
But
They
Greg,
said
we could
phone
make a
and
bid out
laptop.
of it. We could say
Greg knows nothing.
Bergman is offline for 1 month. If you need him, call him in his office.
I don't have an office phone.
Yes, you do.
No,
Yes,
I do
you do.
not. Go
Wait,
look at my
you
office.
don't have an
Yeah,
office
no.
phone?
There is
No.
not a phone in
there's
your
a whole
office.
There's
thing.
not an
Yeah,
office.
we
in
don't
my,
have
a
phones
phone in my
here.
house. It was all Disney's phones,
Yeah,
and
it's
when
no
GKB
longer.
bought it, they.
Wait a minute. So there's not a phone in Sam's office?
Nope.
There's
No
no phone in
phone.
here.
Stephanie Alexander doesn't have a phone at her
does
desk?
not.
No.
She has a cell
I
phone.
never knew that. Did you?
No,
There
I
are
did
no
not.
office phones in this building.
Wait.
Well, you know what? It makes sense. Everybody uses their cell.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
we're all
true.
on our cells.
Okay,
So,
question.
Yeah.
So this phone,
Yeah.
this laptop,
Yeah.
Right.
100K
For a month.
sold. Anything else I can use?
Yeah. So how are you going to communicate with people?
My iPad.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, so you
See,
guys, that's why I
sorta-
confirmed.
That's sort of a cheat.
No,
right?
no, I asked, and you guys confirmed.
Okay, but wait
so-
a minute, Lord. Let's make it an honest question. No electronic communication for 1 month. The only thing you can do is talk to people on the phone, or see
And
them
a flip phone, yeah.
or see them in person.
Yeah, that's fine.
1 month. I think I could do it too.
See, I don't want to talk to people.
Neither do I.
Don't call me. Like today, I'm going back to speak at Bowling Green. I'm doing
you
a seminar
mentioned that
thing
last week.
So the president of Bowling Green was on the phone today. That's the first time I've used the phone and talked to somebody on the phone in 2 weeks. I just don't do it. The only person I talk to on the phone is my mom. I'll call my mom. That's really it.
I talk to people when I'm driving.
Yes.
All the time.
All
Me too.
Like
Me too.
that's when I make calls. Like today, driving in, I talked to one of my best friends from high school. I talked last night driving home from the game. I talked to my friend Bettina, who I used to work with, who works in Amazon. I use that time in my car to catch up with people.
Yep.
Absolutely. Every single day on my drive home, I call my brother. I'm calling just
Right.
people.
Interesting,
always.
because I'm listening to Shadano and Cap
Yeah.
while you guys are on
you're
the
so
phone.
sweet.
You know what
And
I'm-
on my way, I'm listening to Travis and Sliwa.
What I'm listening to, as you know, is PTI.
PTI,
on the
yes.
way back.
The
So wait,
PTI
Sonata and Cap
podcast.
have a show?
Yeah, they do. They
Okay.
come on after us.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to listen to that. I like those guys.
Yeah, no, you should check it out.
Really good dudes.
You should
Yeah.
check it out. I like
listen to
them.
them too.
All right.
I like them.
Greg, what are the standings
It's
in Game of Games?
really, really close. So Mason has. What are you doing, Mason?
His phone is.
Occasionally, my computer will talk to me.
Siri's saying, "Why haven't you made a phone call in 2 months?"
Yeah.
my
Mason-
watch.
It's Mason 3, Ireland 3, Bergman 3, Brian 2, Trish 1, MT 1, Laura 1, Pepe 1.
Okay.
Oh man, I
Today
suck.
is my game,
wait, when
which
can we
means
go double?
either Mason or Bergman, if they win, takes the lead, and it's right now January 22nd, so it's getting late early.
Yeah.
25th. Thursday the 25th is the start of double points.
Okay.
I feel like this is my month. I've played really well.
You have, and for Greg and I are going to take it personally if
You
we
are.
lose to you twice in 6 months.
You're ganging up on me.
I
We
have
are.
a question.
Yes.
Can mine count doubles? And sometimes I'm
No.
not in the show.
No, you cannot.
Wait a
I'm
minute.
gonna
When are
be-
you not in the show?
I'm going to be gone
When
for the end of
Ireland's
the
not
month.
in the show, it
I've
doesn't
gone,
count.
I've gone more than you.
Yeah, Ireland misses lots of shows, and he does.
By the
it
way,
doesn't count.
starting on Friday, I'm out for like Fridays or Thursday. Actually, Greg is my last show for the month.
Oh, is it?
all
That's
the
it.
Yeah, I had to
The
try.
Grammy trip starts Friday, and it's all back east.
You miss
Yeah.
all the double points?
Yeah, I miss. Well, I get
Have
Thursday.
Thursday.
That's it.
Oh, I'm gonna kick your ass then.
So I better win tomorrow, Wednesday, and
You
Thursday.
need wins.
or else
I'm
I'm
going to start getting you covered, huh?
Yeah, that would help.
Yeah, no, you should look into people that might fill
Oh,
in
no,
for John.
it's mostly covered because they're combo plate shows.
Okay, good.
Oh, okay, good. All right, coming up next for you is Game of Games. It is Ireland's game today, so he cannot win. But I'm betting on me. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
All right, did you know It can now take up to 11 weeks on average to hire for an open job. That's almost 2.5 months. You don't have that kind of time if you have your own business. Start using ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find qualified candidates for all your roles. Here's a good ZipRecruiter story. Somebody tweeted me the other day and accused me of not knowing Ian Siegel, the inventor of ZipRecruiter. So Ian and I took a picture together, and I sent it out. We talk all the time. And what Ian tells me is we don't leave anything to chance. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter uses powerful matching technology to quickly find and send you the most qualified people for your jobs. How quick? 4 out of 5 companies that use ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within 1 day. So just go to that exclusive web address to try ZipRecruiter for free. ZipRecruiter.com/LA. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to...
Big news, Laker fans. John Ireland here. You can now stream every Lakers game on the ESPN LA app. Don't miss a second of the action with Michael Thompson and I on the call. Plus, all your live and local Lakers talk every day in the palm of your hand.
You're one tap away from everything Lakers.
You could even win Lakers tickets.
Download the ESPN LA app and bam!
Download the ESPN LA app at the App Store and Google Play.
All right, guys, it's officially back. Fifth Row Fridays presented by BBGO.
That's the official game day snack of the Lakers, by the way. And this is the best thing we give away. Fifth row seats to a Laker game. How many times do people come up to us and say, hey, give me Laker tickets? Yes. We don't have them. I don't even have them, but you can win them if you listen every day.
And these seats are better than the seats that you and Michael have, right?
15 rows better. Yeah. Michael and I are like row 20. So here's how you win. You listen every day to all the shows and take notes. If you can answer 5 questions about what happened on the show that day, you're eligible to win.
And don't forget, on Fridays, your chance to call in all 5 right answers, and you are in the 5th row at Crypto.com Arena for a Lakers game.
For free!
On the #1 sports radio show in LA, Mason and Ireland.
Game of Games.
Game of Games presented by CallJacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Everyone loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but CallJacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to CallJacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle.
Call Jacob.
Thank you. Game of Games time. Take it away, Mace.
All right, here we go. It is Game of Games time, and it is Ireland's game today. As described, it is very, very close at this moment. Ireland, what's the game?
Okay, we got the news on Friday that Sports Illustrated laid off all of its writers and may be going away.
Yep.
So in honor of that, I have a quiz about Sports Illustrated. 8 multiple-choice questions and a tiebreaker. Here we go. It's Brian, Greg, Laura, and Mace.
Okay.
Greg, Mace, and I are tied for the lead. So if Greg or Mason wins, they take the lead outright.
I am locked in. Locked in right now.
One back, so he can tie us.
Let's go, baby.
All right, here we go. In 1999, Sports Illustrated named this athlete the Sportsman of the Century at Sports Illustrated's 20th Century Sports Awards at Madison Square Garden. Was it A, Muhammad Ali, B, Michael Jordan, C, Wayne Gretzky?
Wow.
Brian, Ali, Jordan, or Gretzky?
Let's go Gretzky.
Okay, Greg.
I'm going to say Ali.
Laura.
I'm going with Brian Gretzky.
Mace.
I'm going with Ali.
Muhammad Ali is the correct answer. Yes. Mason and Bergman are tied for the lead.
Yes. Yes.
Question
Going down.
Question 2.
Mm-hmm.
This athlete has been on the cover of Sports Illustrated a record 50 times.
Wow.
10 more than anybody else.
Huh.
Is it A, Tiger Woods, B, Michael Jordan, C, LeBron James? Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, or LeBron James, Greg?
Ooh, that's tough. Those
That
are
is
all good
really
names.
tough.
I'm actually going to go LeBron.
Okay, Laura.
Tiger.
Mace.
LeBron.
Brian.
I think I'm going to go LeBron, too.
The answer is Michael Jordan. You all missed it. He's been on the cover a record 50
I was thinking,
times.
LeBron was on in high school.
Yeah,
and
I was
all
thinking
that
because of the
stuff,
high
yeah.
school.
All right.
Dumb
Sports
strategy.
Illustrated published its first issue in August of this year. Was it A, 1944, B, 1954, or C, 1964? Laura, 44, 54, or 64?
I didn't hear the question. I'm going to be honest, but I'm going to go with...
Okay, the question is, what year did Sports Illustrated publish its first issue?
44, 64...
44, 54, or 64?
54.
Okay, Mace.
54.
Brian.
64.
Greg.
44.
Laura and Mace get it. It's
Yay.
1954, and Steve Mason has the lead.
Lock in.
Come on, lock in.
Mace, this one coming to you.
Yes.
You lock it up.
Most underrated movie of all time. This supermodel appeared on the cover of the famous Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue a record 5 times. Was it A, Christy Brinkley, B, Kate Upton, or C, Elle Macpherson? Brinkley, Upton, or McPherson? Mace.
Elle Macpherson.
Brian.
Kate Upton.
Greg.
It's either Upton or McPherson. I'm going to say McPherson.
Laura.
I'm going to go... Yeah, I'm going to go with the boys, McPherson.
McPherson is the correct answer, and Mason still has the lead. Brian, you are scoreless,
Skunked.
my friend.
My mind is really
Mason 3,
burning
Laura
right
and Greg 2 each.
Beautiful
Where's the question
mind
of who
right here.
wrote the article in the back?
All right.
Rick Riley.
Rick
I know
Riley.
that one.
Yes, that's correct.
Brian, this was the first time Sports Illustrated featured a cover with no words, just a picture. What was that picture? A, Hank Aaron hits home run number 715 to pass Babe Ruth. B, the 1980 U.S. Olympic hockey team pulls off the Miracle on Ice. Or C, O.J. Simpson is charged with murder. A, B, or C?
I'm going to go B, the hockey team.
Okay, Greg.
I think that hockey team had something there. I'm going to go with the murder.
Okay, Laura.
I'm going to go with A.
You're going with Hank Aaron.
Hank Aaron.
Mace.
I'm going to go Hank Aaron.
The answer? The Miracle on Ice, and Brian is on the board.
Brian, you got it.
Okay.
I thought it would say like miracle.
By the way,
Miracle.
the second time they did it, and I think they've only done it twice ever, Tiger winning the Masters at like 19. When he just a picture of Tiger with his arms raised up over the Masters. Okay. Next one. Sports Illustrated convinced this man to appear on the cover dressed as Napoleon riding on a white horse. Who was on that cover? Greg?
I have no idea.
A, John McEnroe, B, George Steinbrenner, or C, Woody Hayes? McEnroe, Steinbrenner, or Hayes? Greg?
They're all kind of crazy. I'm going to go with McEnroe.
Okay, Laura?
I'm going B.
You're going Steinbrenner. Mace?
Now, what is...
appeared on the cover dressed as Napoleon riding on a white horse. Was it McEnroe, Steinbrenner, or Woody Hayes?
The horse. Okay. I just wanted to get that in. I thought that was important.
Okay.
I am going to go with McEnroe.
Okay, Brian?
Steinbrenner.
It is Steinbrenner. Laura has tied for the lead.
Oh, no.
And Brian, you're one back. This is very close. Mason, 3. Laura, 3. Greg, 2. Brian, 2 in a row. All right.
Get it, Brian.
How many are left?
Let me check. 1, 2 left, and a tiebreaker.
So they got to go first.
Yeah. Okay.
When's the
That means,
rules?
Laura, this one's coming to you.
Okay.
For years, Sports Illustrated published a feature called Faces in the Crowd, which identified young athletes who were up and coming in their respective sports. This man, who later became famous outside of sports, was featured for his success in rugby, football, and boxing. Who was this man? A, John Wayne. B, Tom Selleck. C, Chris Christopherson. Wayne, Selleck, or Christopherson? Laura?
I'm going C.
You're going Christopherson. Mace?
I'm going to go Selleck.
Brian?
Let's go John Wayne.
Greg?
I don't know why you'd put Chris Christopherson. I'm going Chris Christopherson.
That's exactly the right answer, and Laura has the lead.
One
All
back.
right.
One back.
Brian, you're out. Okay.
Sorry, Brian.
One question left. Laura, you get this, and you win it.
Okay.
All right?
Wow, it's pressure.
Laura.
I don't do well under pressure.
Okay.
Under pressure.
Under pressure.
This is the only person to win Sports Illustrated Sportsman of the Year 3 times in this century. The century we're in now. Is it A, LeBron James, B, Tiger Woods, or C, Tom Brady? LeBron, Tiger, or Brady? Laura?
Wow, those are all good.
Those are all really, really
3 times
good.
Sportsman of the Year.
They're all really good. I'm going to go with Tiger Woods.
Okay, Mace.
I have to go different from
You're
Laura,
one
right?
back. Yeah.
I'll go Brady.
Greg.
I got to go Brady also.
You two are going to kill yourselves.
Oh, no,
it's
it's
LeBron.
LeBron.
It was right there for you, and Laura Romo is the winner.
Nice job, Laura.
You had a
Disaster.
50% chance of getting it right. Greg, you at least should have gone away from Mace.
No, I
You
thought
coulda-
it. I thought it was him.
Honestly, I thought you were. Because I thought about it and I was like, damn it, it's LeBron. I was like, I hope no one says it.
Okay, let's do the tiebreaker just for fun.
Okay.
When Sports Illustrated debuted in 1954, what did the magazine cost? Laura.
I don't have anything written down, but 20
Yeah.
cents. Yeah.
Okay, Mace.
25 cents.
Brian.
$1.
Greg.
Hey, penny, 10 cents.
Mason hit it on the number. You
There you
win
go.
both showcases.
Thank you, and yet
it
don't
cost
win the game.
25 cents.
Yeah.
All right, Laura, good job.
Yeah, nice work,
won.
Laura. At least you guys didn't win. We're still tied.
Correct.
Yeah, and
Oh,
both
boy, you
Brian
guys had
and
it there
Laura
at the
are
end.
one.
It
Yeah.
was right there.
Yeah, it was right there for the taking.
I'm going to plug you here. You're plugged in here.
I am because this doesn't
Just
work.
George,
and
plug
that
in
doesn't
plug
work.
in over
Go
here.
ahead, go ahead and pull my plug. Yeah, pull that.
Well, no, you need it for Cappy.
You do need it for Cappy.
You Mace, you need headphones for Cappy. George, you can
Oh
go
yeah,
in there.
it's working.
Okay.
It's working. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. This one's out. Just for the record.
Okay.
By the way, Game of Games brought to you by Jacob Ramrani. Everybody loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anybody can fight, but Jacob is here for you when you need a big win after an accident. Call Jacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. George Shadano, what's happening?
What are the standings for the month?
It's very close. Mason, Ireland, Bergman, all 3.
Okay.
And some people have 2,
Yeah,
right?
Brian and Laura have 2. Trish, MT, and Pepe have 1.
I may come in next week just to play spoiler.
Yeah, you
next
should
week.
because George.
that's fine. Do
George,
it.
starting
Do it.
on Thursday, I leave for the Grammy trip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it counts as 2 starting Thursday, but I leave for the Grammy trip Friday, and I'm off the show for I may be able to do a couple times from the arena.
Yeah.
But
I'm not afraid of George Shadano joining.
I've spoiled your victories a couple times.
The one time I won was when producer Tyler stole that last one, and I won by default.
Yeah, that's right.
By the way, you were still tied for the month.
Yes, exactly.
You have not won it.
Oh, that's true. I ended up in a tie.
Have I told you guys this? Remember the whole bit with the fantasy team and Tyler?
Yeah.
He finished 5th.
I know.
And I got to pay him money. I don't know how much he's getting, but he's getting money.
Yeah.
And I gotta give it all to him. He did a great job.
He did. Jameer Gibbs, who we mocked, turned out to be great.
He was mocked. All right, I got a bunch of questions for Sedano, but Brian, first hit the super stager.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Are we ready for Sedano and Cap to join Mason in Ireland?
Super Crosstalk begins.
Super Crosstalk. Presented by Coors Light. Coors Light. Made to chill.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
It's the Monday Love
There you go. Cappy's in the house.
All right, so on Friday night, we've been talking a lot about the Lakers today, and on Friday night, George Sedano worked sidelines for ESPN on the network. What the hell happened to the Lakers in the second half on Friday night?
I have no idea. They looked like two completely different teams.
It's like they almost changed uniforms at halftime, didn't it?
And they were like completely inept. And then everything that and Brooklyn kept it close enough in the first half where I was like,
it was there for the taking.
I was like,
yeah.
all right, maybe there'll be a decent game, which is, all we care about. Like, hey, just give us a good game because a blowout doesn't help. And then it still ended up in a blowout, but not in the way we anticipated.
Not the correct way, exactly.
Yeah.
So we've been debating a lot, and Cap, you can jump in on this. D'Angelo Russell is playing the best basketball of his career.
Right, since he's been on the trade block.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. So if you're Rob Pelinka, what do you do?
You still trade him.
Cappy, what do you think?
I think you keep him.
No way.
No.
Yeah,
no.
I'm leaning.
George. He's
over the
getting
last
traded.
8 games, he's shooting 48% from 3.
How sustainable is that in his career?
That's the question.
Right. I mean, if you look at his monthly 3-point shooting percentages, it's up, it's down, it's up and down. It's not consistently at this level. And as you said, this is the peak. This is apex D'Angelo. Now's the time to trade him.
But you don't know if he's peaked yet. I mean, what if he keeps going?
No, he's not.
He's a one-time All-Star. He made an All-Star team one year when he played like this.
Right. No, but he made, and I'm not trying to downgrade his All-Star appearance, but he was a reserve, like a substitute for Victor Oladipo, who blew out his knee.
Right.
He wasn't voted in even the first time around by the coaches or the players. So I'm not trying to degrade him because he's still a very good player in this league. But I'm telling you, if you have a shot at DeJounte Murray, he's a better player than D'Angelo Russell.
Well, here's the weird thing. The Lakers right now are 10th.
Yes.
But they've defeated Oklahoma City twice in a row. They've defeated the Clippers twice in a row.
Right.
They were a 1-inch foot on the line questionable call for knocking out Minnesota.
Right.
So you could make the argument, George, that there is no team except Denver that would scare the Lakers in a 7-game series. Now, if the Clippers beat them tomorrow night, and depending on how the game
Different
goes,
story, right,
because the Clippers look great.
Yeah.
But if they beat the Clippers 3 times in a row,
right,
they're not going to be scared of the Clippers in a playoff series. So how much tweaking do you do?
I think you try to get better. And I think you always have to try to get better, and DeJounte Murray makes you better. This is a team that at times likes to defend, and he's a guy that defends at a really good level, a very high level. I would almost say borderline elite defender. And then he's having the best shooting year of his career.
Yeah, 37% from
distance. And he's always been a guy that can get to the basket. So I just think he's a better overall player than Russell.
I have a quick question, though.
Yeah.
Is DeJounte Murray, because that's the name that we've been talking about for like the last 2 weeks, is that the only guy? I mean,
well, Bruce Brown's out there.
Yeah, Bruce Brown. I mean, there are tweaks along the margin, like Tyus Jones they've talked about, who I think is in Washington.
Tyus Jones is a good player. Bruce Brown's a good player. Bruce Brown is.
They tried to sign him.
He's like, they did. He's like a little mini Draymond. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
he can
Yeah,
kind of
I
do
love Bruce
everything.
Brown.
So, but
Does he stomp on people's nuts?
he does not do that.
He's
All right.
Draymond without that.
Okay, all right. Just want to make sure.
Cap,
Well, that just stopped everything, didn't it?
Yeah, no, it did. You grinded to a halt. Well, why do you want to now explain your D'Angelo position, Cappy?
Well, I think that what's happened is since he's come back to the starting lineup And since his whole podcast thing was released and we all started ripping him for being so selfish, something has changed. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just his ego and he doesn't like coming off the bench and he's playing better and he's giving more effort than ever before. I'm not really sure about that, but I just see the results. And it's true that on Friday night they were horrendous and then last night they were great. But there just seems to be something different about the way he's playing. And I know that there's a chemistry on this team that I just don't know that we've seen how good they might be. So I'm for keeping it together right now.
Is it possible that he's
so
trying
is
to...
Michael, by the way, Cap.
Yeah, you also wanted to keep Russ here last year.
That was for a different motivation.
Is he trying to prove that he shouldn't be traded while he's on the trade block? Is that why he's performing at this level? I'm just theory I have.
If the answer is yes, then somebody has to figure out how to get this out of him all the time.
Yeah, and that's the challenge. But he's playing the best fastball of his life. But, hey, I want to get to this with Cap, because for people who don't know, Cappy used to be the place kicker at the University of Pittsburgh. He had an NFL tryout with the Chargers. He knows how to kick.
Well, used to.
Tyler Bass, Cap, is 9 for 9 in clutch situations in his career, has a 48-yard field goal to tie the game. 48-yard field goals are made by high school kickers, and he pushes it so far wide right that I'm not even sure if he would have aimed it at the left upright if it would have been good. How does that happen? A guy who has a clutch track record, a field. I know it was cold, it was windy, but still, Harrison Butker had made every kick that he had tried. Tyler Bass had made most of the other kicks that he had tried. How do you explain what happened?
Well, and it's kind of like the same situation happened with that kid Carlson
in
Green Bay.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it was a 21-17 game in that and Green Bay had the lead, and that was going to give them a 7-point lead, and he hooks it left just barely. To me, my answer is it's mental more than it's physical. And I hear what you're saying, John, that he had been so good in clutch situations, but none of those clutch situations were a playoff game, late in the game, at home with the crowd going nuts the way they were, and the wind swirling. I don't know if you guys saw, but there was a deep end zone shot, and so they're behind the play, and you're seeing the goalposts that were closest to you, and you could see the wind swirling. But yet on the other end, which is where he was kicking, the flags at the top of the goalposts weren't swirling. So he has to know where he is and what the wind conditions are, and he absolutely should have been aiming to his left. Instead, he's trying to put the ball down the middle, and you can see the ball get taken by the wind and taken off to the right. I mean, you saw all that, right?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. We had a long discussion, all four of us, when the Rams didn't put any money into a kicker. And we all said they didn't anticipate being this good this season. They didn't worry about the kicker, and then end of the season comes around, and they got kicking issues. But what this tells me, Cap, is even if you have a good kicker, Tyler Bass was a good kicker this year.
Yeah.
It's not a lock, right? I mean, the best kicker, maybe other than Justin Tucker, he's like the one exception.
Butker's pretty good, too, to your point earlier.
Right, he's really good.
But it's no guarantee, even if the Rams would have gone out and spent a fortune on it, like paid money to keep Matt Gay.
There's so many.
That he would have made.
They would have beaten Pittsburgh with Matt Gay.
Right.
But Maher made all his kicks in the playoffs.
Know if that changes where they are in the standings with one more win.
No, it's
but
11 and
you see what I'm saying, Cap?
Yeah,
there is no is that feeling that Bass had nervousness? Is it you get too excited? You get your adrenaline gets. What's that like?
I mean, it's like I'm trying to think of another comparison of anything else in sports. Where
maybe if you had like a 10-foot putt to win the Masters and you would get tight or something. I don't know how these good kickers are missing 45, 48-yard field goals.
Yeah, but John, there are stories of guys throughout their careers. I'll give you a couple of examples. George, didn't you and I have this conversation last week? Okay, Jay Feely's a good one.
Remember, he missed the 3 when he was with the Giants, and he missed in a playoff game. He missed 3, and he was great the whole season.
Yeah,
and they did a Saturday Night Live spoof about him.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Well, that hurts.
But what were you? Was that not what you were referencing?
No, there was a guy who was one of my favorites, and this guy was one of the all-time best. His name was Gary Anderson.
Oh yeah, you told me this. Yeah,
and
had a perfect season, and in the playoffs he ended up missing a field goal
against the
Falcons.
Falcons.
Missed a field goal for the Minnesota Vikings, like a 35-yard chip shot. He was like 36 of 36 on field goals for the year, and he missed a chip shot. And the Falcons went to the Super Bowl, and the Vikings didn't. Speaking of the Vikings, there was a kid named Blair Walsh who was a really, really good kicker, and he missed a 27-yard field goal. Oof. The Vikings lost to the Seahawks. The Seahawks went on to the Super Bowl, and that dude never recovered. And it just takes a lot of mental fortitude to come back, because you guys will remember this name, John Carney, who was an all-time great. John missed, guys, a 20-yard PAT, not the 32-yard PATs they have now. A 20-yard PAT when he was playing for the New Orleans Saints that cost the Saints a playoff game, and it took him like the entire offseason to get his head back together again. So
I was thinking
happens.
about that, Cap, that Tyler Bass, like, this seems extreme, but can he stay in Buffalo? I mean, anywhere he goes.
Didn't they bring Norwood back after that?
No, Norwood.
Didn't they bring him back the next year?
Oh,
Did
next
they
year
bring him back?
did, but Norwood ended up moving out of Buffalo just to get away from it. And, like, Tyler Bass, Cappy, he's going to, like, can he go to a grocery store? He ended up deleting all of his social media today. Right. Wow. That's a great.
Is he Bill Buckner? Is he going to be defined by this?
In order for him to, well, and that's a good way of putting it, Cap, it really is. Place kicker in the NFL is one of the only jobs in the world where you get defined by your worst moment.
Yes.
You know, if you have the opposite, you kick like.
Did you ever see the
Jim O'Brien?
Vinatieri's probably the only on the other side.
Did you ever see the Robin Williams movie Best of Times?
No.
He plays a guy who in high school
with Kurt Russell
dropped a pass that would have won a game.
Yeah.
And the rest of here he is, like at the age of 40, and they're still giving him crap over it.
They wind up replaying the game, right?
They replay the game, and ultimately he makes good. But the point of it is that defined him.
Yeah.
And I think it must be really hard to be Scott Norwood or to be this kid today,
Tyler Bass today.
or that Carlson kid in Green Bay. I mean, it's got to be hard to be those
the
guys.
Best of Times. It's funny you mentioned that movie. If you would have asked me what the name of that movie was, I would have like given you the wrong Robin Williams movie. I would have come up with like what was the one about Garp? What was
World According to Garp?
Patch Adams. You were going to meet Patch Adams.
Yeah.
Like
I don't think you were going to go with Dead Poets Society.
No, it was not Dead Poets Society. Where
certainly not
pass.
Hook.
Yeah. No, it's not Hook either. Yeah. No, it actually might be Hook.
But Cap, did you ever miss a field goal that cost your team a game?
Oh my God! Well done. We've had this conversation a bunch. On our show.
Let me tell you something. I had the worst game of my life, and you talk about like the loneliest moment of my entire life. We were playing a game at the University of Minnesota, and we were playing inside the Metrodome, and I got hurt before the game, but I didn't have the guts to tell the coaches that I got hurt, so I kept on playing. And I remember one of my teammates saying to me, if you're hurt, man, you're going to hurt the team if you don't tell the coaches. Well, I didn't have the guts to tell the coaches. I swear to you, I missed 4 field goals in one game. But here's the thing. Somehow, through the miracle of football, I don't know how this happened, one of my buddies blocked a punt, and the other one caught it in the end zone, and we won the game like 14-13 or something like that.
So all was forgiven.
And so, but I went home that night, and I remember we got off the team bus, and me and my buddies, we like went out to the bars, and everybody was like, "What happened? What happened? What happened?" And I remember the next morning I went to some girl's place that night, and I stayed with this girl who I was friends with. And the next morning I woke up and I was like walking the street, still in my clothes, shirt, coat, tie. I went to the newspaper rack. What a dumb thing to do! Go to the newspaper rack and get the newspaper to see what they were writing about me. It was the worst possible feeling. And then to make matters even worse, I have to compete the next week to keep the job. I win, and the first field goal that we go in to kick, they block it. The other team blocks the kick, so I've missed 5 in a row.
Oh,
5 in a row. Thank goodness later in the game we come back and I kick one that winds up winning the game. Not like a last-second walk-off, but the difference in the game. I'm telling you, man, it is a very, very lonely feeling. I can appreciate where Tyler Bass is today.
And then there was the opportunity when you won the game. Was that the game you won against West Virginia where you did the Cabbage Patch?
No, that was another bad moment where we were getting killed by West Virginia, and I kicked a field goal and still did the Cabbage Patch. And everybody's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm having a good time, having fun."
Yeah, it's funny.
We're
that
getting
job,
killed.
You're either the greatest or the worst.
Yeah. I was the worst more often than I was the greatest.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Yeah. What'd you, Cappy, tell us a funny story. What'd you do this weekend?
Well, I went to Yamava yesterday.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah. Did you have the glizzy?
Did not have the glizzy.
Okay.
Stayed away from the glizzy.
Yep.
Did have the amazing pizza, though, there last night. And we had a double circle of trust meeting happening last night.
Oh, is that right?
Because Hooper's ex had gotten a suite
Oh,
at the
I
Lakers
saw that.
game.
Yeah, suite at the Lakers game.
Right. And so we had, I don't know, 20, 30 people from the circle that were there at the Lakers game. And then we had like 50 people last night from the circle that were hanging out at Yamava.
Awesome.
Which, by the way, is very different. Going into Yamava on a Monday or a Thursday is a totally different experience than going into Yamava on a Sunday. It's like going to a concert where you're like in traffic getting into that place because it's packed. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, packed. So, and then Johnny I, last night when I left Yamava, I got to listen to the entire Laker game the whole way home.
Well, the thing that's so frustrating if you're a Laker fan is they've been playing like that for the most part for maybe a week. And the game George did Friday night, they just decided to check out for a half.
Yeah.
And they're without, I have no explanation for it. I don't know what happened. I mean, you can write it off as, these things happen in the NBA, but bottom line is, George, they're 22-22. It's happening too much. So I don't think you can blame Rob if he does make a move. Like Cap and I are saying, keep D'Lo.
Yeah.
But if Rob makes a move, you can't blame him for it. They're 22-22.
I think they need to make a move, as I said earlier. But, there's no consistency. The only consistent thing is their inconsistency.
Yeah. Did you watch episode 2 of
I did.
True Detective? Oh, it's so good.
Did you
now,
watch?
isn't it?
You're on
yeah,
it now?
Yeah, I'm on it.
It's good.
So good.
John, you got to get on it.
I can't.
Cappy won't get on
I
it.
can't
No,
figure,
will.
I can't
I'll get
figure
on
out
it.
the mystery of it. Like, it's a
there's a lot going
There's
on.
a lot happening.
There's a lot going on.
Wait, there's a mystery, but you don't know what the mystery is.
I mean, there's a bunch of dead people.
Yep.
Okay.
And
without
you're
giving it all away.
And you're trying to figure out
how these people
why
are
and
dead.
how they're dead.
How and why are they dead?
Yeah.
By the way, I want to get into it because it bothers me when you guys watch something that I don't watch. So, for example, when you guys...
I thought you said no more FOMO this year in
you feel
2024.
That's true, but when you guys were watching Succession last year, Mason and Ireland, I had to catch up on Succession, which I did, and I was way behind you guys. I tried to get George to watch Reacher.
No.
He refuses to watch Reacher because anything I suggest, Mace, you can appreciate this.
Yeah, I can.
When I make a suggestion, he says no. He
I
blows
wouldn't
me
watch
off.
Reacher either.
Reacher's amazing.
Yeah.
Reacher's with
is-
that guy that's built like a linebacker.
Right.
Guys
It's based
like
on a book
6'5",
and all that.
250.
Tom
Yeah.
Cruise tried to play him.
Right. Well,
In the
this guy's a
movie.
much better Reacher because Tom Cruise is not believable as Reacher, and I didn't even see the movie, and I know he's not believable. But I'm telling
True
you.
Detective Night
Yeah.
Country is really good.
By the way,
I'm going to watch it.
The other actress, Callie Reese, is a professional boxer, and
Well, you can tell, dude.
she is an absolute natural.
She's a badass.
and she says she's not retired yet. She says she could fight even. I think she's more likely to get an Emmy than she is to fight again.
Yeah, I would agree.
She is great.
John, you got to get on this show.
Okay, I'll try and maybe pick it up
Why
when I'm
will
on the
nobody
road.
watch Reacher? Why will nobody humor me?
Yeah. I'm not in
Cap,
on
there's
Reacher.
only so many hours in a day.
I understand. I
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
All
No,
right.
I mean you can ramble about it a little bit though. I'm sure Shadano will let you talk about Reacher.
Yeah,
You're
no, but
sure
then he
about it.
doesn't have any interest
I
in it.
bet
can't
somebody out there
convince
is
him.
watching it, like you.
Mace.
So
Mace.
coming up next, both a review of Jack Reacher and of True Detective, although only one guy on the show has seen each.
That's right. That's right. They'll explain their shows to each other.
Yeah.
Plus, there will be plenty of stupidity.
Yeah.
Shadano and Cap. Tomorrow, by the way, combo plate, Michael Thompson and Pepe Mintia are going to be here.
Oh, wow.
2 hours
full
of
house.
shenanigans.
Yeah, exactly.
And then tomorrow night, Clippers-Lakers tomorrow night.
That's right.
Anybody else going to the game? I mean, other than Johnny I?
I'm going to probably go.
I'm going.
I'm going to not go.
Cap, are
I'm
you coming
going.
up?
I'm
Yeah,
not
I'm going.
Good.
The
Beautiful.
Clippers don't like me. I'm not going.
What do you mean the Clippers don't like you?
They don't like me.
Well, you don't like them, so it fits.
Yeah, correct. I don't like them either.
I'm going to the game
Are you
tomorrow
going
night.
on a press credential or a suite pass?
I was told that I could not get a press credential because
Yes.
it's a Clipper game, not a
I'm
Laker
sure they're
game.
giving us one.
And I
And it's
I
in
have
the
a
hockey
ticket.
press box.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a ticket, Mace. I got a
Good.
golden ticket.
Good. All right, cool.